Welcome, dead and lovely listeners, to the only horror movie review podcast on the entire internet. We're the one, we're the only. Stop searching now.
That is true. Any others that claim to be horror movie podcast, if you listen to them, white noise.
Impostores!
Yeah. You'll just suddenly get like a nosebleed. And
Yeah. It's the sounds of ghosts from another dimension.
whoa, that's actually pretty cool.
I think, is it Michael Keaton or somebody is in that movie?
Oh, wait.
White Noise?
White Noise. Who was
remember.
that? No, maybe it was Michael Keaton.
Could be.
Yeah.
It's the podcast where we do what we want to do.
Say what we want to say?
Live how we want to live.
Play how we want to play.
Mumble some other stuff.
Dance if we want to dance. Kick and then slap a friend.
Okay, so I read that in the captions this time because
Yeah.
I never knew what he said.
I thought, as a kid, he said kick it with Snickle Fritz.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
was like, I don't know what that means,
Your
but it
homeboy
sounds
Snickle
cool.
Fritz. Well, that
Yeah.
sounds like somebody who could be in the Addams Family.
Yeah,
a
like
distant cousin.
Yeah, Snickle Fritz.
Yeah.
Just kick it with him.
But
Snickle Fritz Adam.
Instead, it's kick and we slap a friend.
Kick and then slap a friend.
In that order specifically.
Yeah.
No slap then kick.
Yeah, you want to kick them first, I guess.
Huh.
Maybe to like stun them so you can get in close for that slap.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Why, it's Dad and Lovely. You're with the host with the most. It's me, Uncle Ben, GED.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm showing off my title here.
Wow.
Uncle Ben, GED.
Hollywood Steve. BFD.
BFD?
Sure.
Big fucking dog.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have an associate's degree. What is that called? Is that an AD?
AS.
What is that? An AS?
Oh, well, it would depend. AA or AS, Associate of Arts, I assume, since...
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Uncle Ben, double A.
I'm an
pretty cool, I guess.
associate, a bachelor, and a master.
Oh
and
my God.
I think master sounds cooler than doctor.
It sounds way fucking cooler than doctor.
Yeah. So address me from now on as Master Spratling.
You may call me master.
I'm a master of the English language. It's pretty fucking cool.
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Pretty damn cool. How you been doing this week, Steve?
I've been good.
Yeah?
I've been rocking, rolling. Basically just chillaxing.
Like you do.
Not really doing a lot of work. And also, I watched some football. I
Yeah?
got to relax some on Saturday.
Did you catch that UT game where we shockingly lost? Only it wasn't shocking at all because we lose all the time?
Well, it would have been shocking if they had won that game.
The other team was real good at playing
Georgia
football.
Bulldogs are a very good team, yeah.
I was surprised that we didn't get annihilated immediately. We held our own
Yeah.
there for a while.
Yeah. I didn't really pay too much attention to that game because I like to watch good games, and that wasn't going to be a good game.
When it comes to football, I like to watch a good game of football.
Yeah.
That's Sports Steve.
Yeah. The best game of the night was Southern Methodist University versus Tulsa.
Southern Methodist University.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was a great one. They were down 30-9 at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and
Yeah.
they came back, tied it up, and then ended up winning in triple overtime.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a really cool
It's a
game.
miracle. They kick ass for the Lord.
They do.
Dude, I've had myself a nutso insane
Yeah.
fucking busy week.
You've
It's
been
been ridiculous.
Doing all sorts of crazy shit.
Yeah. So, like, okay. At the start of this week, I headed out to Nashville. I played this awesome Telecaster Invitational show. I think I actually talk about that on next week's episode because we
Yeah.
recorded them out of order.
That's true.
Yeah, so I was talking about how I was fixing to leave. Well, I went down, I played this awesome show, hung out with fellow YouTuber and stuff like that. It was really awesome.
Uh-huh.
Had to get home immediately the next morning because we had to go to the doctor to get our shots.
Oh, yeah, because you're going to South America.
Yeah, which I'm leaving for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're going down to Colombia to play the Cartagena Guitar Festival. I'm also going searching for the Pearl of the Nile, as foretold in Romancing the Stone.
Is it down there?
That's where that movie took place, Cartagena.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Pretty cool stuff. So
All
I'm
right.
going to be on the lookout while I'm down there.
Cool.
So we got home from Nashville at like 4 a.m. Had to get up at like 8:30 to go get our like Hep A and
That's
typhoid
fun.
shots and stuff. It wasn't
No?
great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that personally. And we had to immediately hightail it to go have rehearsal and practice for this big ass show. I was playing bass for Andy Timmons, who's a hero of mine.
Yeah.
Legendary player. And so we had an early sound check, all day thing with this show and all that going on, right? I got home that night. The next day, which was Thursday, I spent I believe it was about 16 or 17 hours nonstop working on the house.
That sucks.
As anybody that's been listening to the show knows, I'm getting ready to put my house on the market and stuff. And so my wife and I have just been working like crazy on our place, getting it ready to sell and photographs and all that kind of stuff. So Kate was working that day, so she was out for part of the day, but I was here all day, seriously like 17 hours nonstop. I had my phone in my pocket most of the day, which has like an odometer on it and stuff, you know? And inside of my house, which is not exceptionally large, inside of my house, I walked over 3 miles. Like 3 miles in your house.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of steps. That is a whole lot of steps. And went to bed at like 4 in the morning that night. Got up super early the next day because that's when the photographer was coming to shoot the house and take photos of it and stuff, right? So that's what we did. Photographer guy came down here, took pictures, all that kind of jazz, which was cool. And then as soon as that was done, we headed out because we're house sitting for some friends all weekend in Knoxville. So we were staying at their place from Friday to Monday. So by the time we got to their place Friday, we pretty much just had time to like eat and fall asleep. I slept till 1:30 the next day.
Yeah.
Which for me is really strange to do that now. My body was just like, you're done. Sleep 14 hours, you know? The next day I had a Skankbanger show.
Yeah.
Which is a big all-day thing again. Fucking great show. Extremely awesome. And it has just been sheer madness. Now, Sunday was going to be our day to like relax. We're house sitting for some friends.
Go to church.
And then go to church in the morning.
Fellowship.
Go to Shoney's after church.
Oh, of course.
Leave a bad tip.
Terribly.
Very badly.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. And then we were going to start relaxing after that. So Kay had some work she had to do downtown, some photo stuff. So I went down there, had a couple of beers at Merchants, which is cool. And we got back, and okay, so with this house that we're house sitting, there's 3 dogs plus our dog, Zora, who's huge.
Yeah.
2 of these dogs are really big. Our dog Zora is huge, and there's a little dog at this place too. Come back, somebody, we're not quite sure who, because you can't really dust for evidence, has just like liquid diarrhea shit all over the fucking house. Everywhere.
But now, of course, you gotta assume it was Kate.
I mean, I wasn't with her the whole time.
Yeah, so, like, why would a dog do that?
You know,
that's more of a human show of defiance.
You might be onto something right there, because there were a few hours where we were separated, and I'm like, I don't know where she is.
Also, she was raised by wolves.
Yeah, that we know too.
True.
And that is one way they assert their dominance.
By shitting everywhere.
You might be onto something here. I gotta put some hard thought into this. And this was all including on top of of course, it had to be white feather down comforter that was on our bed. Just shit all over the fucking bed. Yeah.
Shit the bed.
I mean, straight up shit the bed. It was catastrophic.
Yeah, sounds that way.
It was not good at all.
Oh, damn, man.
Dude, it was so strange, man. It was not lovely. It was not lovely. So it has been indeed an action-packed weekend.
Yeah.
Got home from house sitting this morning, and again, I'm leaving out tomorrow to catch our flights to go to Cartagena. I was a very lucky boy, though, during the midst of all this chaos, because I got to hang out with our very own RDM.
Yeah.
The notorious Roger Dean Miller. Not once, but twice.
Twice.
Because
I only got to hang out with him the once, but he came to the show the night before too.
That's right. Yeah, that Telly Invitational show in Nashville. He was out there chilling at that, being an awesome fucking dude.
Yeah,
having some
RDM's
drinks
awesome.
and just being a good old hang and just so handsome.
Yeah.
He won a prize that night too. He won some
handsome
cables.
prize?
Yeah, he won the handsome prize.
The handsomest guy to come in gets it.
A winner is you.
That should happen.
That should happen.
Handsome prize.
And then that next day for the Kingfish Andy Timmons Andy Wood show, he come down and hung out there too. I didn't get to hang out with him like much at all, which sucked because I was so fucking busy. But you guys got yourself
we hung out
a pull over at
Postmodern. Yeah, had a couple of great cocktails. Man, they really know what they're doing down there.
Fuck yeah, dude! I crave their like gin mules that they make.
They're really good.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah, their menu's updated.
Yeah, they got their fall menu up.
Yeah,
Oh, it's so
good stuff. Really
gotta
good.
pull them all.
Yeah, gotta pull them all.
How about in honor of the fact that we got to see RDM so many
All
times this
right.
week, how about we do him a solid and drink a beer that he gave us?
All right.
I'm going to do him a favor.
We'll do a favor for RDM and drink this beer.
RDM
Now,
is always hooking us up with all kinds of fantastic brews, and this one is no exception.
Yeah, this is a Lord Hobo brew, and we've had a few of them in the past, and they've all been awesome.
Fuck yeah, they have not let me down whatsoever.
And you said we might have had this one in the past. The Glorious IPA?
I think that we did. I might be wrong about that, but I think that we did. A classy showcase of Galaxy hops in all their glory. Passion fruit, juicy, tropical, elegant. It's everything that I like. This is a, 6.5 ABV beer, and Lord Hobo is out of Massachusetts.
Yep, I think we did have this.
You know?
I think so.
Yeah, they've not
And
had anything I've not liked.
It's fucking
though.
awesome. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
It smells so good.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a crazy week. It's gonna be a super crazy week next week or so. Heading down to South America, which I'm very excited about. Should be a good chill time. We've looked at like the festival and the place that we're staying, and it looks awesome. It looks like this badass like resort that's right on the coast.
Colombia is a gorgeous country.
Yeah.
I'd love to go. Yeah.
How's that beer treating you?
I think we have had this, and it is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking fantastic. It's not too heavy, but it's also like not too sweet. It is pretty sweet, but it's not like cloyingly sugary or anything like that.
It's got a good bitterness to it, but it's got mosaic hops in it. You can taste them for sure.
That is so fucking
Really
good. Yeah, dude. Fantastic. Thanks, Roger. You always hook
Roger
us
the
up
man.
with the best pulls known to man.
The best
pulls known to man.
I would get if somebody said that about me, I'd get a T-shirt with that quote on it, so everyone knew. That guy gives good pulls.
I think the only things I've had time to watch this week were like we watched the new episode of Bob's Burgers.
I saw that too.
The Ring
Really
But Not
funny.
Scary.
The Ring But Not Scary.
God, it's so funny. I swear, man, that is like the most fun, feel good
a
animated
great
show
Yeah.
I've about ever watched. And we watched the new South Parks too.
Oh, really? I haven't watched them yet. I know they have been some controversy.
Oh, yeah.
They got banned in China because of their most recent episode.
Boy, did they ever.
Huh.
And they went pretty hard on it. I'll tell you
You know
that.
what? If China bans something you did, it's probably the right thing.
Yeah, it's fine. They
Yeah.
don't let those people do shit. I'm sure that we're banned over there.
Hope so.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like most horror movies over there are banned because they contain stuff that might be interpreted as like spiritual or stuff with ghosts.
They have like a new system that basically, if you're like in debt or something, it lowers your social rating, and everybody can see your social rating.
I heard like about this, but didn't really know what it meant.
Basically, is the idea of what if social media was real life, and the people who didn't get likes didn't get anything in life.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So it's like something that you can see. Like you can be like, I'm going on a date with someone, better to check their social
And
score.
they're starting to combine it with their facial recognition software to ensure that people are smiling and being happy outside.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's not scary at all.
That's not scary in the least bit, no.
My God, man.
So yeah, just imagine. The only candidate currently that I know of who wants to ban facial recognition entirely is Bernie Sanders. So
No shit.
get out there and vote.
I didn't know that.
They need to get rid of that shit.
Yeah, that's a technology that I think will only be used for nefarious purpose as time goes on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty fucking sure that no good can come of that. I mean, I'm sure that there is good stuff where they've, been able to find people that robbed a bank and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's not worth it.
No.
I would rather bank robbers get away than
give up our own
everyone be
personal
under
liberties.
constant surveillance. Yeah.
When you put it that way, I'm going to say it's a pretty decent trade.
Yeah.
Pretty decent trade-off. Oh, my God. And Bernie's on the ropes right now, man.
Yeah, well, he's better. He's like flying and stuff, and they normally won't let you fly if there's some worry after a surgery. So, looks fine. He just had a blockage.
Okay.
That's not a big deal, even at a younger age than him. I mean, my grandfather, I think, had a heart attack in 93, and he was probably like 50 something.
Yeah, my dad had a heart attack when he was in his 50s. Yeah.
So a man who's in his 70s, not even having a heart attack, just having a blockage detected and having it removed, that's not much to worry about.
Pretty minor.
Yeah.
Pretty minor stuff. Definitely preferable than, things that show that your brain is obviously not working the way that it should. Like some people.
Yeah.
Who will remain nameless.
Yeah, why would we name them?
I could be talking about anybody.
Could be talking about literally any Trump.
Exactly.
Body.
What?
Hey, I don't
Anybody. Anyone.
Anyone.
Steve, you had any time to watch anything good this week?
I did. Well, I mean, I had time to watch some bad shit too for the Friday night streaming chat.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, that's what it's for. We started with a movie called Beware Children at Play.
Beware Children at Play. Okay.
Basically,
Is it trying to warn us about the children, or is it telling the children that are at play?
It's trying to warn us
beware?
about the children. It's basically a Children of the Corn ripoff by
Okay.
Troma that was super boring. I've never
That's
seen a
weird for a Troma.
Yeah, I've never seen a Troma movie this boring. So much exposition, it just wasn't interesting, not funny, like no real humor to it. You do get to see some children get murdered,
All right.
so that's fun.
Sick.
Yeah, it just wasn't fun. It was a little too long too. But I mean, the child murder scene was pretty crazy.
All right.
So I mean, if you want to see child murder for some reason, there you go.
Maybe I do, man. Sometimes I get these urges where I'm just like, I just want to see the kids
I want to
die.
see a child die.
Oh, I just remembered, we did fall asleep on the couch watching Trick or Treat the other night.
Oh, well, that's a good movie.
Hells yeah.
Good
way
one to
kick
fall
off.
asleep to. I bet you had nice dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely so.
werewolf ladies and whatnot.
Yeah. So good, man.
So after that, we had to follow it up with something good, bad, which
Okay.
is Pieces.
Yeah, dude.
It's a bad movie,
yeah.
but it's a good bad movie.
It's
It's real easy to watch.
It's Spanish, right?
Spanish attempt at giallo. It's so insane. Like the
It's a
lines
bizarre
in
fucking
it.
movie.
The waterbed line is probably one of the best.
What you say is like, the greatest thing in the world is smoking pot and fucking on a waterbed.
Yeah, and
Bastard!
the ending is just so crazy. And then, of course, the
bastard
extremely racist caricature
Oh,
of
the like kung fu
Asian
guy.
professor. Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that. Ooh. Yeah, that is
But
not aging well.
it is a much more entertaining movie. Pieces.
It's kind of like a Spanish director watched a bunch of Argento and was like, now I make the paella.
Paella.
I make the paella. Argento, he make it a pizza.
I make it a paella.
And he did.
I get the shrimp.
I get some squid. And of course the pride of all of Spain, the saffron.
That's a Spanish accent.
That's a Spanish accent.
That's how
Yeah.
people in Spain.
Duh, everybody knew that already. Jeez. Yeah, Pieces is ridiculous. Did everybody enjoy that one?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that.
Killer. That's a good time.
I also I watched Big Mouth season 3, which just came out last Friday. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, equal to the first 2 seasons.
I cannot wait to watch it. Those first two, man, I've mentioned it on episodes long ago, but I fucking love so much.
Yeah.
They're
It's
fantastic.
a great show.
And again, it's like not being a guy that went to high school. It's kind of fun
It's
watching
all
this.
new for you.
Yeah, and everybody's like, no, this is exactly how it was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, especially the Shame Wizard. He would show
yeah,
up a
the
lot,
Shame Wizard.
all the time. I remember we'd have assemblies with the Shame Wizard speaking.
Damn. I got to check it out, man. I got to give that a watch.
It's a great show.
Hells yeah, man. Well, the other thing that I did have time to watch this week was none other than the Addams Family
The Addams Family
from 1991.
I done had them.
I had them, yeah. And this just seemed like a good movie to kind of kick off, our October of fun,
Yeah,
getting into some spooky Halloween movies. This isn't necessarily
it's not a horror movie. No, it's not. This is for sure a wild card. It's a dark comedy. It's got gothic horror elements to it, but it's not. It's not horror.
No, I'm going to call it a Halloween movie, though.
It's a Halloween movie.
I
Yeah.
might even call it a Halloween movie.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to call it a Halloween movie.
Halloween.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
the
why I'm
big stuff.
justifying having that here on our show this week. It is a perennial favorite. Watch it every fucking year.
Yeah, I've seen this so many times. This and the sequel just a million times.
Hells yeah. And of course, this all lines up with the fact that there's the new cartoon series, I guess, coming out too.
Yeah,
right?
Oscar Isaac playing.
Well, it's not a series, it's a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Oscar Isaac's in it.
Yeah, he's playing the what you call it? Gomez. There you
The
go.
Gomez, he's
The
called.
Gomez. Can't remember who else. Charlize Theron.
Oh, she Morticia?
Mm-hmm.
Tight.
A few other people. But yeah, it looks like a good cast, and the animation looks cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say I'm like ultra hyped about it or anything like
No.
that, but of course I'm going to see it.
Yeah, why not? Maybe it'll be another Halloween movie tradition.
Maybe it's like that.
In the future. Watch that cartoon. I mean, what we talked about some of those in the past. Some movies you watch around Halloween. I think if it kind of has similarities to Paranorman, maybe.
Yeah.
Like in the animation.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
For sure.
Not exactly, but there's some similarities there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So this is a Halloween favorite for me. And I think before we get into our movie review portion of the show here, I think we ought to slippity slide on into the preview palace.
Welcome to the preview palace.
And how about we just take ourselves a quiz here? We just find something out right here. Because the thing is that this movie is all about the Addams family themselves. This lovable cast of characters. The story is kind of secondary. And we got our Festers, we got our Gomez's, our Morticias, our Wednesdays.
Yep.
All of them that are just so great. And Steve, I would really like to know how we fit in to this bunch. Maybe there's somebody over at BuzzFeed what could tell us which member of the Addams family we are the most like.
Well, there's a community contributor named Emma who has 620 points next to her name. Don't know what that means,
That's
but it's
her social
probably
score.
good. Oh, shit.
Is that
She's
high or low?
Chinese.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Ben, what do you value most? Peace, kindness, respect, or knowledge?
I'm going to go with a knowledge. I'm always trying to expand my brain pan and stuff more things into it.
I'd say knowledge normally. I'll go with peace in this case.
Yeah, keep
I
it
like
chill.
that piece.
Keep it laid back. Piece of what, huh?
Piece of what?
Piece of ass. All right, Steve, at a party, you dance, small talk, follow my friends around, or I wouldn't go.
Small talk.
Yeah, you're just going to chat about, right? Mm-hmm. You know, I would also go with the small talk, but just to be different and choose something different from you here, I'm going to go with follow my friends around because that's who I'm small talking to.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not
Why do they
at
keep
party
walking away?
I don't know why I keep inviting my enemies to a party.
That is weird.
My opposers, my opposition, my dissenters.
Every time I come here, the Black Knight is here. I don't know when you became enemies with that guy.
I don't know when I wasn't enemies
But
with
he's
that
always
guy.
outside on his horse with it whinnying like, "Come out, you coward!"
He lets that thing just shit all over my yard all the time. He doesn't even care about it.
Damn it.
Oh my God. He's a real piece of shit.
I could never be friends with someone who is indifferent, inflexible, demanding, unfaithful.
You know what? I find indifference to be pretty damn boring. I
Yeah.
want people to have a strong opinion on things. Most of my friends do. Most of us just spend time talking shit about everything, and that's because we have strong opinions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with that one.
I can agree with you on that, but I'm going with inflexible. I like when people have strong opinions. I don't like it when they refuse to see truth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
When people are like, "No, it's my opinion," and it's like, yeah, but if you like looked at the evidence, you'd change your opinion, right?
I guess. Whenever I read inflexible, I kind of read it as like people that don't do yoga.
Oh shit! Like
just like,
people
oh,
who are
real
like,
stiff.
"Oh, hey, I dropped my keys. Could you bend over for me?" I can't.
I'm too busy popping my knuckles because my joints are so stiff. I mean, you don't want to hang around those people either,
No,
really.
they're weirdos.
I couldn't sleep without all the lights off,
Okay.
a warm bath first, the television on, or I could sleep anywhere.
Oh, all the lights off.
Are you a particular kind of sleeper, Steve? Are you one of those guys that has to have the conditions just so?
Yeah, I can't sleep in a moving vehicle. It's just
Okay.
impossible.
Boy,
I can't
that-
fall asleep.
That's not an issue for me. As soon as I get in a moving vehicle, it's like being like cradled in my mother's arms.
I wear earplugs and a bandana over my eyes every single night.
A bandana, like a blind swordsman.
Yeah.
Damn.
I do not. I like any bit of light, any bit of sound. I wake up so easily, and it takes me forever to get back to sleep.
I like to imagine too that like as you've got this blindfold and earplugs, you've also got like swimmer's nose plugs in, and like
Well, I don't want to get water in my nose.
a ball gag,
And
and like you have a huge butt plug. In
well,
your
yeah,
butt
I've been
too.
a bad boy.
Just seal up all the exits.
Don't want anything slipping
I
out.
don't want any outside interference as I sleep. Seal all the exits. That's the command you make before bedtime. Seal all the exits.
Burn, burn.
I've got friends and stuff that are like in couples that say that they can't sleep without the other person. Like when the other person's out of town or whatever, they can't sleep.
I sleep better with my wife in the bed, but I can still sleep.
That has to suck. I mean, it's like you slept your whole life without that person so far, right? Mm-hmm. Or did you just... Maybe that's how these people live their lives, though. They'd spent their whole lives not being able to sleep, and then they finally met the right person,
and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck was that? That was amazing."
It was like 8 hours. I just blacked out. What happened?
Great.
That's called sleep, honey. I love you. Let's get married. I want to do this every night the rest of my life.
Do you think that's why people get divorced? They're like, "Man, I'm tired of sleeping.
I'm done with it. It's eating up too much of my fucking time.
I got shit to do."
I'm not a very particular sleeper, man. I usually sleep pretty heavy. I love sleeping in moving vehicles, in public.
Wow.
Anywhere. As soon as I get on a plane, I fall asleep. As soon as I get on a bus, fall asleep. Long car trips, I'm out. It's great because it allows me to basically like take long trips instantaneously because I just black out and fall asleep and I wake up and I'm there.
I wish I could do that.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I bet.
I can't lie. I'm going to be definitely doing some of that on the way to South America. I think that's like a 12-hour flight.
You got a long way to go.
Yeah, because we're going Nashville to like Panama City to Cartagena, I think. So it'll be a way to go.
That sounds fun.
I'm going to sleep my way through that son bitch, I'll tell you that. All right, I couldn't sleep without... Yeah, I'm just going to go. I can sleep anywhere. So I really, really can. I've not really found a place I can't sleep at.
Ben, if you had unlimited money, you would spend the most on my dream home.
Goddamn, right now, that's pretty true right now. Because I'm just like, I want to spend as much money as I can on a house. That way I never have to fucking move again.
Hobbies and activities. Example, painting, skydiving.
How much money does it cost to paint? What are they charging for painting
these days? Painting
is
a pretty cheap hobby.
Yeah.
I mean... you
gotta get your permit and stuff though.
That's true. You gotta go get your painting license,
or else they won't let you paint.
Vacation and traveling, or vanity. Example: clothes, facials.
You know, I'm gonna say right now my dream home, because really, like I said, right now, if I could just find somewhere that's perfect, move in ready, big ass studio space, everything that we need in a house, I'd be like, yeah, that's what I'm putting all my fucking money into.
Vacation and traveling, no doubt.
Vacation, traveling, and stuff.
I know that my wife would choose exactly that as well.
Yeah.
Well, we could live in a cardboard box as long as we can go on awesome vacations.
Right. Yeah. If you're never home, you don't have to worry about living in a shitty house.
Exactly.
Sick. Is there like any one particular destination you're like dying to go to?
Well, I would like to go to Spain.
I'd love to see Spain.
Yeah, Spain has been a place I've always wanted to go since the '92 Olympics, the Barcelona Olympics. Because
excuse me, Barcelona.
Oh, the Barcelona Olympics.
Thank you.
They just showed so many awesome pictures of the city, and Barcelona is a beautiful city.
Yeah, dude, it really is. And there's so many other cool things around that area, and the food looks insane.
Well, I mean, since then I've become obsessed with cave paintings, and a large number of them are in northern Spain and southern France. And I'd love to be able to go see some of that stuff.
Yeah, Spain is actually like really high on my list of places that I want to go to as well. That just seems like there's so much cool shit to see. I'd love to see Italy too.
Italy would be great. Greece.
Yeah,
England. I'd love to go to London. I'd love to just go all around the UK.
Have you ever heard of Missouri? It seems exotic.
I've been to Missouri a few times.
Was it exotic?
It was pretty exotic. There was a McDonald's there.
And a Wendy's.
Oh, yeah. For sure there was a Wendy's.
Whoa.
St. Louis is a cool town.
Though. Yeah, St. Louis is a pretty cool place.
There.
Yeah, I've had some good pizza and stuff in St. Louis. That's a pretty cool place. Yeah, there's a lot of places in the States I'd like to go as well. In the States. That's right. All right, so you pick a dessert. You're going to have a chocolate, an ice cream, a kunki, or a cake.
Man. Okay, well, they done fucked up here because if I'm going to be getting a cookie or a cake, it's going to involve chocolate. So chocolate's already out.
It's a given. Yeah. Okay.
I do love ice cream, but I've gotten too old. I can't have that much dairy. I really love a piece of cake, like a real nice, moist yellow cake with a chocolate frosting.
That's a good old classic right there. You know, anytime that I do get a birthday cake or something like that, that's usually kind of what I want, is a yeller with a chocolate icing. Regular fucking fluffy white cake with birthday cake icing can go to fucking hell.
And of course, I love chocolate, so I do love a chocolate on chocolate cake. But I think now that like as I've gotten older, because that's what we got for my wedding was chocolate on chocolate.
Oh right,
and I loved it so much. But I think as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate the balance between the yellow cake taste and the chocolate. So good.
Let's go with that. You know, I'm gonna go with an ice cream here.
Ice cream's great.
I don't have much of like a cake or pie kind of craving that much these days, but ice cream is one of those things I just can't quit. I can't quit you, ice cream.
So good.
Yeah, big fan.
Your best friend gets heartbroken.
His heart is broken, or her.
Try to distract them with a movie or board game.
Okay.
Kill the person that dumped them. All right.
Can I do both?
Sit, listen, and comfort them. Get upset with them and talk about how horrible that person was. That's what Emily would want me to do. Is get upset with her. She loved that, makes her feel better when she's angry, is to just be like, yeah, fuck that person as well. But what I prefer is when people just sit, listen, and comfort.
Yeah. You know, I kind of try to do a variety of all of these things.
Yeah.
I remember one time this guy that I do this podcast with, he had himself a real bad spot of bother where he happened to get his throat cut by a bum.
Yeah.
And also, I think broke off an engagement or something like within the same week, if I'm not mistaken.
It was pretty close, yeah.
And I went over and I tried to be a good supportive listener. And we also watched, what's that movie with Robert De Niro as a sky pirate?
Oh shit!
It's like a fantasy movie.
Yeah.
It's not Enchanted.
It's. Damn it!
Fuck, we're gonna have to look it up, man.
Stardust. Yes,
we watched that. And we had ourselves a good time.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to do a little bit of all that. I think all those things can be beneficial. I think that distracting somebody with a good time, I think that's A-okay. But a sit and listen and comfort, that's a good thing too. And also just the dual team up. Yeah, man. Move on. Fuck that person.
Yeah.
All those are good things.
That is a very helpful thing sometimes.
I'm going to go with my own personal example with the person that's sitting here at the table with me and say, try to distract them with a movie or board game.
It is that's the thing to do. Yeah, because you don't want to talk about it.
I'll tell you what, a sad Steve is a sad sight.
Yeah.
It made me upset to see you sad.
I didn't like to be sad either. I don't normally do it too much.
You don't usually has sad.
No. Yeah. Well, I mean, somebody did attempt to murder me.
It's true.
It's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Pick an interesting place to relax in. An assault cave.
Okay, not an assault cave. It's a cave where people are just beating you senseless. Gotta get the fuck out of this cave.
Oh, shit. In a library. Or, sorry, a library.
No. Library, please, for the love of God.
In a movie theater. On a train. Huh.
I'm gonna go with on a train, actually.
Yeah, it is very relaxing.
You know? Like, I've only done a long train ride, I think, once.
I've done a number of them in Russia, and like a lot of that is just countryside and mountains.
Yeah,
it's just look out the window the whole way. It's gorgeous.
Well, the thing is like just by being so fucking busy all the time for years in a row now, I've kind of lost the ability just to sit still and relax.
Right.
But whenever you're in like a moving vehicle, you're kind of forced to. Mm-hmm. So I found that that's kind of the only place where I can sit down and actually like, you know, maybe write out ideas for videos or read a book.
Yeah.
Or just listen to music and just listen to music or a podcast or whatever. So yeah, I'm going to go with the travel scenario there.
Yeah, man, for me, this is interesting because I would say I love to relax in a library, but I've also had some real tense moments in libraries.
Suspense in the library.
I really love caves, but I would be a little worried about a cave-in, so I'll go with a library.
It does kind of ruin the good relaxing hang if you're like, what if it caves in and I die?
Yeah, that's always going to be a thought in a cave.
It's always possible.
Those are large rocks above me.
Now, you're going to have to explain this one to me because this is one of those things I don't get. If you could bend an element, you would bend. I assume this is like an airbender thing.
Yeah, Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I don't know what any of that is. Like, I know of it.
It means you can control it, basically.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Water, earth, fire, air, wind, water, or heart. Captain Planet.
Heart gave you the ability to control animals, which was really cool.
Yeah, that's true. turns you into a magic man.
But my friend Flying Brian pointed out that if you could control water, you could kill everyone. Just rip the water out of them.
Oh, God. Oh, that would be pretty fucking savage right there, right? Huh. I don't know. Of all of these, I mean, they all seem like they would be pretty useful. I think that controlling Earth would probably be very beneficial and useful, where it's like, oh, I need some landscaping done. And just be like, Earth, bent. You know? Think of all the money you could save, dude.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I would like to be able to control fire because I want to become a villain. Like Fire Fist.
Ooh, or you could get a job working stage pyro for Rammstein.
Well, that could be fun too.
Dude, have you seen anything from their like recent live stuff?
No.
It's goddamn insane. You have to watch some live videos, dude. You won't fucking believe it. It looks like full on Mad Max Fury Road on stage. It's unbelievable.
They're insanely popular worldwide.
And they've maintained it for like fucking 20 years now. It's crazy. And also never abandoned doing all their songs in fucking German. It's wild, dude. Yeah, that band is ginormous. Yeah, you could get a job working for them easy.
All right, Ben.
Last one.
Pick a secondary Addams character.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
We got Cousin It, Grandmama, Lurch, and Thing.
So I've always liked Cousin It a lot. I like his ridiculous voice because he sounds like Beaker from the Muppets.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Thing, though, because I'm imagining the ways that I could use Thing to like augment my guitar playing.
That would be awesome.
You know? I mean, you could get some heavy shredding going on if you had this third phantom hand jumping on that thing with you. Or maybe you could at least control my effects pedals and stuff.
People in the audience would be like, I swear he's got 3 hands.
He really,
he's so
really
fast.
does. All right, what about you?
I'm going to go with Lurch. Because for some reason, I really love Lurch because there's a song by Ted Cassidy in the character of Lurch.
Who's Ted Cassidy?
Ted Cassidy played Lurch on the Addams Family.
Okay.
He also was Jaws on Moonraker.
Oh, holy shit. Yeah. That is him.
And like he does it in character. And the song is just like, it's like some happy teenage kids talking to Lurch and then him just doing his Lurch voice. And it's like, they're like, hey Lurch, and he's like, you ready? Like it just does his shtick from Addams Family, and it's such a stupid song that's
so
stuck
dumb
in my head since I was a kid.
That guy can also jam on that big old pipe organ for you.
Oh yeah, he can.
He'll lay down some licks. All right, apparently, Steve, I am Pugsley Addams.
Whoa.
And this is one of those disappointing quizzes that doesn't tell you are cool and funny. It just says
this is a very
Pugsley
disappointing.
Addams.
Because I got Pugsley too.
No way. We answered everything fucking different.
You are not a wizard.
Dude, her
Emma
social
from BuzzFeed.
Her social score is going way the fuck down, man.
They're going to kick her out of mainland China.
For sure. Man, I'll tell you what, Steve, all of this moving I've been doing, all this packing stuff into boxes and putting furniture and things into storage, it just got me a sweaty mess. My shirts are disgusting. I need something new and clean to put on my body. Do you have any recommendations?
I know where you should go, Ben. Go to Clairvoyant Clothing.
What?
Clairvoyant Clothing. They sent us some clothes a while back, remember?
Oh my God, and they were clean.
Yeah, and awesome.
They ship all of their shirts clean and unstinky.
Yeah, this is true. You know what? Clairvoyant Clothing, they're bold enough to say this. We've never worn your shirt.
My God.
Yeah.
What other clothing company has ever said that? Do you think
Gap?
Do you think Adidas doesn't wear your shirt before they send it to you?
They take that stuff out on the town and they sell it to you like it's got no miles on it. Not Clairvoyant.
Oh my God. As if they haven't been out dancing all night, doing the Macarena and so forth.
Oh yeah. Sweat stains, stinky feet. Not at Clairvoyant.
Yeah, the Clairvoyant promise: we do not wear your shirts. You wear our shirts. That's the slogan.
You wear our shirts.
Trademark Clairvoyant Clothing.
They seriously got some great designs over there, though, and like I wear this stuff all the time.
Same.
It fits great.
Yeah,
looks cool. And if you head on over there and put in the coupon code Dead and Lovely. You'll get 6% off. They're already low prices.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. That's amazing. So I can have a clean, unworn shirt with a sweet design that conjures the powers of our sweet Satan for 6% off the already low price starting at $16.66 for a shirt?
Yes, that is correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to head over to Clairvoyant Clothing and get myself some apparel, what's going to get me unstinky and way cool.
ClairvoyantClothing.com.
All right, Steve. So the subject of our show today is the Addams Family from 1991, and this is one of those franchises that seems like it has been around as long as time has existed. Because I remember as
Pretty
a kid
much,
watching
yeah.
like reruns,
Yeah,
like
on Nick at Night
reruns
and stuff. And even on like local channels, they showed reruns of Addams Family. I remember.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, were you more of a Munster kid or an Addams
Family? I was more. I saw a lot of Munsters episodes,
Yeah.
but I never really liked it as much. I liked Grandpa Munster, of course,
Totally.
but I was more of an Addams Family guy.
For some reason, I liked the Munsters more when I was a kid.
I think. Well, didn't they had like a show that came on in the 80s, like a revival of the Munsters, and I think there was sort of a Munsters fever for a little bit.
Okay.
I should have looked into that.
Yeah, I don't really remember,
I didn't
honestly.
research the competition. The Munsters was the more popular show.
Was it?
Yes.
I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been like a newer update of a Munster movie, honestly.
Huh. That's a good point.
You know? Seems
I
like
mean,
that's
'cause
something
it
that could
seems like
happen.
Yeah, it seems like, or maybe do the animation just like they're doing with Addams Family.
Totally. Yeah. Huh. So I always liked the Munsters, I think, because they were more like cartoony, I guess.
Oh, you know what it was? The reason why I think I liked Addams Family better is because they were on Scooby-Doo.
Oh, shit.
And I watched a lot of Scooby-Doo as a
Me
kid.
too.
I really liked Scooby-Doo. So I think that was it. They were on Scooby-Doo a few times.
Huh. I kind of wonder if, like, the fact that we watched so much Scooby-Doo when we were kids, like, background psychologically got us into horror and stuff.
It seems like a step towards that. There a lot of ghosts and ghouls, but they always end up being like, it's not scary. It's actually a person. It's actually scarier if you think about it, because it's actually a person who's demented enough to pretend to be that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's real light and jokey, but it deals with a lot of the horror tropes.
Yeah.
So it's like an intro to horror for kids.
Between that and the awesome, VHS box covers at Video West.
Yeah. Just looking at those box covers and watching those Scooby-Doo episodes.
Hells yeah. Oh, little update. This is totally just like regional Tennessee talk, but I thought that you should know. So you remember the beloved China House in Morristown, Tennessee, near
Yes,
Video
I do.
West, which is run by the Yip family, who are amazing people that make ridiculously great food. So their son, Raymond Yip, who's like our age, opened up Fin 2 restaurant in downtown Knoxville.
Oh,
down in
I've
Old
seen.
City.
Okay, so down. All right.
And I ate there before the Skank Banger show, and it's fucking awesome. You
I have to
gotta
go
go
check
try
that out.
that
Yeah.
pork ramen, dude. Holy fucking shit.
Love some ramen.
Insane, man. He does this, the broth is amazing. It's not like too salty. It's not too heavy, just nicely, lightly flavored, super al dente, perfect noodle in there.
Yeah.
And then do like the strips of like pork that come with it are this, I don't even know how it's prepared, but it's almost like a really thick, like fat back bacon that's kind of dry and crispy and tender and chewy. Holy fucking God. If you're in Knoxville, go to Fin 2. Not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying it's amazing.
Knoxville's got some great food.
I need to try to make some damn ramen, dude. I've never made my own.
Seriously.
You do it all the time.
Yeah, I do it all. I haven't done it in a while because I don't eat carbs that much anymore.
Oh,
but
yeah,
like,
that's right.
I did make it one time, like early on in my diet, and just drank the ramen soup. Like, didn't have any noodles.
You can do the broth with like meat and egg.
Veggies or something. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Put some kimchi and some like you can do mushrooms and stuff, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so just cut the noodle.
Yeah. Just cut the noodles out.
Just cut out the best
part.
The part that's going to make you a strong and vital ghost,
Yeah.
the carbs.
Exactly.
Oh, well. But yeah, Fin 2, fucking awesome.
I gotta check it out. Yeah, I will.
So I grew up watching some Addams Family reruns and stuff, but it never really like struck home for me. For some reason, I'm not exactly sure why. But whenever I met my wife, this is one of those movies that's up there with like Young Frankenstein and all these other ones that were just like their yearly family watches at her family's house, you know, every Halloween. So this kind of became a tradition for me kind of later on in my life. I would say I probably saw this for the first time when I was like 17 or 18. And I love this movie from the first time I watched it. It's just so funny but morbid and dark, and it looks awesome and it sounds awesome, and all the casting is just fucking perfect. So this is one of those movies I've kind of loved from the first time that I saw it, and it became a tradition of mine as well. When did you watch this for the first time?
I remember watching this with my Aunt Vicky and my cousins when it came out on video. So probably 92, early 92. I remember really loving it. And there were so many advertisements for it in comic books around the time.
I remember that, yeah.
And then also MC Hammer. Every kid at that time was a big MC Hammer fan.
Obviously.
So we were seeing the MC Hammer video, the Addams Groove, and Too Legit to Quit. Mm-hmm. So whenever Addams Family Values came out, I went and saw it in the theater with my cousins and my Aunt Vicky. It's just... both of those movies have been a part of my life since then. Yeah,
totally. Because the sequel is probably just as good, maybe if not better.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about that. I have some opinions on that one.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to say too, like in addition to all the comic book ads and stuff, did they not have like a run of like fucking Pizza Hut ads or something like that? Like I remember the advertising game being strong.
McDonald's, I believe.
McDonald's?
It was McDonald's. Yeah, I think so. But I believe you could when it came out on VHS, you could actually purchase it at McDonald's.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, you know? Or maybe they had a cool cup or some shit like that. Dude, some of those old like McDonald's cups, fucking badass.
Some of that stuff is just stuck in your head forever too. Like and there were lame toys, but like.
But you remember for goddamn ever.
Do you remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys from Burger King?
I don't know.
Whenever the
Remind
original, it was when the first movie came out. They weren't anything special, but they had like movable parts to them.
Oh yeah,
and they said like cowabunga and stuff on them.
Dude, speaking of fucking Ninja Turtles, did you see recently where on some like online auction site the old rotting shell of the Leonardo costume?
Yes, I did.
Is up for auction,
and it's frightening.
It is truly the face of terror. Oh my god! Like all the latex is starting to like shrivel up, and like it's made the gums peel back and stuff.
You could just put that on your front porch during Halloween, and people will be like, "Don't go to that.
I'm not
house.
going in that fucking house."
Yeah. I'd rather you have a skeleton or an actual corpse, not that.
A body, but please not that. Dude, just make that the fucking villain in your horror movie. Like, that's so much more fucked up looking than so many monsters I've seen in actual horror movies. Just make that. Like, imagine, it's nighttime and you wake up in the middle of the night and at the foot of your bed is that shit.
No, I don't want it.
That's way scarier than the fucking Babadook. That's scarier than Jeepers Creepers. Anything, man. Oh my god, dude. It's so fucking scary. Yeah, this is a lot of fun to watch this movie, and it's one that I watch every year, mainly because, like I said, the cast and the humor, it's just kind of an endlessly watchable, fun ride.
Well, and they both get to be vaguely this time of year. So like it's kind of Halloweenish, but this one opens on Christmas, and the second one involves Thanksgiving. So it's like the movies fit so perfectly. Once it becomes October, you can watch Addams Family up until Christmas, basically.
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
It's right with the season.
And it's funny because I always forget this movie starts at Christmas. Apparently, according to my wife, every time I start this movie, I'm like, oh, it takes place at Christmas, so I forgot about that. Because apparently I'm a fucking idiot. But I love that opening scene, dude. Like, it sets the tone so fast that there are these like gleeful carolers out here singing at their front stoop, and they're up there at the top and they throw fucking hot tar on them.
So what do you think? For me, when I was thinking of why, I'll talk a little bit about how this came to be, but why this was so popular, because this movie with a $30 million budget made $191 million worldwide. This is a big fucking movie. And I was trying to figure out, like, why at this point
in 1991
was a remake of a 1960s TV show that only had 2 seasons.
Wait, did it really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Why was it so popular?
I have no fucking clue.
And what I started to think of was the popular stuff on TV at the time. What The Simpsons and Roseanne and The Cosby Show.
Okay, so we kind of had this vibe of like we liked seeing families that are maybe slightly dysfunctional but still stick together, that are funny and stuff.
Yeah. So that was obviously of interest at the time. But there's also a darkness to the late 80s and early 90s with the rise of like Tim Burton movies and stuff. And this movie was intended for Tim Burton to direct.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think the family sitcom love that you're talking about, plus the rise of Tim Burton with fucking Batman, and then Edward Scissorhands came out a year before this.
So this is basically a perfect family that also has all the quirks that you get from those other popular TV families, and there's that same Tim Burton darkness to it.
It's like The Simpsons or Roseanne with the aesthetic of Tim Burton. Yeah. So that kind of makes sense when you look at it that way. And that's, of course, kind of coming out of the stark contrast of the late 80s, early 90s phase of hyper fucking neon, glitz and glamour and all this kind of stuff. So this was a very different tone that I think probably just hit home with a lot of people that were fatigued by that kind of aesthetic by that point.
So the story of supposedly how this all came to be was that Scott Rudin, who is the producer of this film, was riding in a van with some other executives at 20th Century Fox, and they were coming from a screening of an upcoming movie, and they had some members of their family with them and stuff. And one of the kids in the van started singing the Addams Family song, and they all joined in. Like, everybody started joining in, and he recognized, like first off, why would a kid be singing that? That's obviously
really
like something he's recently seen, and everybody knows these words, so it's popular.
Already knows it. Yeah, it's already in the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, so the next day he went and pitched it to some other producers, like, why don't we get the rights to Addams Family and make a movie out of it? Now, it was a long, arduous process that basically, like, Orion owned the rights to Addams Family, but not the full rights. Some of the rights were owned by the widow of the creator, Charles Addams.
Okay, yeah.
Who had just died in 88. Like,
I didn't realize that.
Addams Family started as a comic strip in 1938.
Holy shit.
So he ran it for 50
like
years, basically.
Born in the 1900s or 1910s.
Yeah, he was very old when he died.
Whoa.
So this is just, I mean, my mind was blown trying to research, like, okay, it comes out in 1938. So a time a little after the Depression, pre-World War II. Okay, so after the Depression, you get there's a large rise in hatred towards very rich families.
Yeah.
And this is a very rich family.
Yeah, an old money family.
But they're living in a house that's sort of decrepit, but they do it on purpose. And they have all these like nuances and funny things to them. So it's almost like a way of making fun of the rich while also making them more accessible.
Okay, yeah.
So I was thinking, like, maybe that's why this was popular in the 30s. How is it then 30 years later it becomes a television show?
Yeah,
like,
that makes zero sense.
To go from a single panel comic strip in the New Yorker to a television show is a big step.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's kind of a large leap. I'm not really seeing the through line there.
Yeah, and I mean, we're coming up on 100 years of the Addams Family, and they're just making 2019 another movie.
Damn.
And if it's successful, there'll obviously be a sequel. And 10, 20 years from now, there'll be another incarnation of it, probably.
I have a feeling this is one of those franchises that's just always kind of gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know,
it seems that way, and nobody's complaining. Like, anytime a new Addams Family thing comes out, nobody's like, "Oh, we've done this before."
Oh, enough. Oh.
It's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, groovy.
Addams Family. Yeah, it's fun.
Huh. That's pretty awesome. I didn't really realize all that went into it. And this is like Barry Sonnenfeld's first movie, his like directorial debut, which I did not know until I started reading up after we watched this. That's pretty mind-blowing to me. But, you know, not to discredit his success of this movie or anything, but he was a very successful DOP.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He had been working for a long time before this and was looking for his opportunity to, you know, get to direct something kind of big. This didn't have the biggest budget. The budget was supposed to be $25 million. They went $5 million over budget, which was a huge stress and also a big deal because apparently halfway through production, Orion had a couple of box office bombs, including Dances with Wolves.
Wait, that was a bomb?
Yeah.
What? I thought that movie was huge.
Well, it got awards. It didn't make money.
Right.
Yeah.
And it probably had a gigantic budget.
Yeah. And so Orion needed to get rid of Addams Family, so they sold it to Paramount. Like in the middle of the production.
Oh, shit.
Nobody in the production knew until they read articles about it in like Variety. They didn't even know now Paramount owns our movie.
That sucks.
Yeah. Apparently, Barry Sonnenfeld had a panic attack in the middle of a conversation with an executive about the budget because they were going well over budget. And this was his first thing, and he just couldn't fucking handle it. It just made him have a panic attack.
Damn. That sucks.
This movie had, like, when people talk about all the things that happened on Poltergeist, this movie had way more, like, setbacks, it seems.
No way.
Yeah, during filming, Barry Sonnenfeld had to leave because his wife had to have surgery, so he was gone for a while. He was out for a little bit after the panic attack. Raul Julia burst a blood vessel in his eye, so they couldn't film with Raul Julia for a while.
Damn.
Anjelica Huston was being tortured daily by what she was wearing.
Yeah, you know, she looks absolutely fucking phenomenal.
She does.
In this movie. But yeah, I guess I was reading up and she was having to wear like a metal corset.
Metal ring corset, so like steel enforced corset, so no breathing.
No.
They also they put spirit gum at the corners of her eyes and at the bottom of her mouth, and then they were held behind her head with elastic bands, and she couldn't turn her head to the left or right or the bands would pop.
That's like Bela Lugosi shit, you know?
So she was getting migraine headaches before lunch every single day.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, though, she does kind of have that thing, kind of like early Batman, where if she turns, she turns her whole body.
She had to turn her whole body
because of that.
Because of the elastic bands. So it actually ends up giving her that weird, like, otherworldly
it
character.
Works. Yeah, it absolutely works is the funny thing.
Yeah.
Whoa, man. And it's crazy, too, because, like, you can in no way tell that any of that shit's going on.
No, you can't. It's just like they perfectly lied her. They did the makeup perfectly. You can't see. I was looking for it today. You can't see the spirit gum in the corners.
Not whatsoever. Like, it definitely looks like I think maybe like erased or shaved off her eyebrows and made them like higher up. Probably, or something, you know?
Yeah.
Because she has like just those amazingly high brows and stuff. But again, it doesn't look fake or anything like that. No. Man. And her character is just the fucking best.
Yeah, she carries a lot of the comedy.
Yeah, she does.
She delivers a lot of the lines. And like a lot of Gomez's comedy is more being like
reactive to her
or being just absurd.
Yeah,
like a lot of his stuff is just how ridiculous he is.
Yeah.
But hers, she and Wednesday are the source of all the wry observations.
Yeah, they're the straight men.
Yeah.
To the funny guys. Wow, man, I didn't know how many just like setbacks and stuff there were.
Yeah, they had so much stuff, and it just made for a good movie because everybody came together. Apparently, like the cast really came together to make sure this happened, and it got to a point actually that apparently in the original script, Fester was supposed to be like a fake. He was supposed to be a fraud. And the cast hated that idea. So they all got together and they appointed Christina Ricci, 11-year-old Christina Ricci, to be their spokesperson to go talk to him and tell him, like, no, he should be the real Fester.
Well, who's going to tell this little kid to fuck off, you know?
He convinced him.
That's a pro move.
Yeah.
It's a pro move.
So it worked.
Well, that's the thing, though, is like when you watch this movie, you get the distinct impression that there was just a whole lot of people that gave a shit working on this.
Yeah, everybody seems to be. I mean, because like, why would Anjelica Huston do that if she didn't care? She obviously wants to play this character.
Yeah,
and she could have easily been like, "We're not doing the spirit gum thing or whatever."
Yeah, no, let's just go with a natural look. Whatever, I'm not doing that shit. But she gave enough of a shit to deal with it, and that goes honestly from the top to bottom, dude. The set designs in this are
so great.
phenomenal.
Costume design was nominated for an Academy Award.
And it deserves it.
Deserved it.
Yeah, the costumes and everything in this are absolutely fantastic. And yeah, the sets, everything. I think they built that entire Addams house.
They did. Over $100,000 to build that house so that they could film in it.
Wow.
And a lot of the stuff is still shot on sets. So like a lot
Yeah,
of
totally.
Yeah. So a lot of that money went to just providing an awesome looking house.
Yeah. But even a lot of the small stuff, like, you know, like during the intro credits where you have that awesome cuckoo clock that shows the family. Like, some motherfucker had to make that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
the production design's amazing in this.
Yeah. So, like, I have no complaints about any of the visuals in this flick. I think everything looks awesome. Everything
Yes.
feels real.
It does. It does. And it does a Tim Burton-ish thing.
It does.
Without ever feeling like it's ripping off Tim Burton.
Well, but
I
let's,
don't think.
let's be honest. When we say that Tim Burton thing, we mean an Edward Gorey thing.
Yes, right. Tim Burton didn't invent that.
No.
Yeah, he's taking Edward Gorey and Vincent Price films and all sorts of stuff and combining them and putting them into a new context.
Yeah, absolutely
And
so.
This movie has some of that to it, but it's also its own thing.
Yeah.
The humor is not Tim Burton, I would say.
Gorey's comics were like late 1800s, early 1900s. Is that
early
right?
1900s.
Early 1900s.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if Addams kind of copied a little bit of that Gorey style.
Maybe.
You know.
Maybe he had some of that going.
So we're seeing secondhand Gorey
Secondhand Gorey.
whenever we watch this flick. I don't know. I don't know the timeline there. I might be way off about that.
The Tim Burton connection's actually deeper than just them wanting Tim Burton to work on this. The writers of this, Caroline Thompson and Larry Wilson. Caroline Thompson wrote Edward Scissorhands,
Oh.
and Larry Wilson wrote Beetlejuice.
Oh, shit. Okay. So these are people who had already written stories that Burton worked on.
Yeah, so they have experience working in that arena.
Yeah, of kind of dark, morbid comedies.
But the person who might get the most credit, perhaps, at the end of the day, he did a ton of rewrites, was Paul Rudnick. He is the writer of Sister Act and Sister Act 2.
Back in the Habit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But he did a ton of rewrites on this and then wrote Addams Family Values.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think maybe he helped to pick a more clear direction, because what I think this movie does show that's different from Addams Family Values is that it's kind of more all over the place and a lot of like individual scenes that all come together to make a story, but it's like not all of the scenes are necessary.
No.
They're funny,
No,
but
yeah.
they're not necessary.
Yeah, like ultimately the entire story of this flick about the investment and all that kind of stuff, it's like all that could be probably told in about 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie is just kind of padded out with a bunch of vignettes.
Yeah, it's almost airplane-ish at times.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not in the humor.
Absurdity or anything.
Yeah, but
yeah.
definitely in the way that it's just like joke to joke to joke and not really necessary for telling the story about this Fester potential fraudster.
Phony, yeah. It's one of those deals where if you think of it that way, you're like, yeah, actually, there probably was a different way to tell this story. But I mean, the thing is that everybody just sells it so hard that you don't really care. Like, oh, here's this entire scene where the kids are playing in an electric chair. What's this have to do with the story? Nothing really.
I think it's
honestly.
funny though.
Yeah, but it's fucking funny, and
Yeah.
the kids are selling the shit out of it, and the dialogue is hilarious. So I'm watching.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like everything that's in this that is completely superfluous, I'm still okay with.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't think you watch a movie like this to see a masterpiece of storytelling. Like, you know,
I
like
mean,
this isn't like a damn Paul Thomas Anderson's
always want
Addams
one.
Family or something. You know?
I always want a masterpiece of storytelling, but you don't always have to get one for sure.
Yeah.
This movie, I think, takes a lot from its source material, which, as I said, is single panel comics in the New Yorker. So a lot of the scenes stand alone as like almost a single panel thing. Where
That's
it's like,
true. Yeah.
Just like you've got the setting, you've got the joke. It's all pretty clear. Next scene.
Yeah. It's like a live action Far Side comic or something, you know?
So, I mean, and that seems like it was intentional. So they were trying to tap into the comic strip version of it. They also bring a lot of stuff in from the show. Like the show had been canceled 25 years earlier, and Gomez said that Fester had been missing for 25 years.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Though they changed some stuff from the show. For instance, Fester was not an Addams. He was Morticia's brother or something.
Oh, really?
In the show. And Grandmama was
Gomez's
mom instead of Morticia's. So they changed a few things, but there was enough in it from the show. Another thing they ran into, before they could release the movie, the producer of the Addams Family sued Paramount because they said they were basing it off of the comic strip, but then they used a bunch of stuff from the show.
Oh.
So
different IPs, basically.
Yeah. Huh. So they had to get that's why they had to get rights twice, once from Orion and once from the widow of Charles Addams.
Wow.
Because they were using both
source materials. That's a pain in the damn dick.
Yeah. But again, it made them a whole lot of money. So
yeah, it worked out in the end.
It worked out.
Well, and I'd like to get myself a pole of that, Steve. What do you think about that? Let's get another one here from the vault of the notorious RDM. He's gifted us with these Fatheads Bumbleberry
Honey Blueberry Ale.
Now this I'm excited to try. It's a
I
malt
love
beverage
blueberries.
brewed with honey and blueberries, natural flavor added, award-winning, most refreshing beer in America, says Brewing News. Wow, damn. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know who that is, but that's cool.
But this is from Ohio.
Ohio.
We haven't had anything from Fatheads Brewery.
No, but it promises it is brewed with fresh harvested spring honey stolen from some very angry bees. That's awesome. We have the welts to prove it, and plump blueberries, creating a refreshing ale with a delicious blueberry aroma, crackery malt flavors, a hint of sweetness, and a clean blueberry finish. I'm excited. That sounds delicious.
The only other blueberry beer I've had was blue, and I hated it.
Ew.
This is
beer color.
A beer color, and it smells so much like
Whoa, it smells like blueberries. It smells
Yeah.
like fresh blueberry muffins or something.
Wow.
I'm kind of looking forward to this,
too.
man. Crafty Bastard here in Knoxville just unveiled a blueberry milkshake IPA.
Ooh.
I gots to try that.
That sounds awesome.
I want to find
Crafty's
out about
great.
it. Hell yeah, they are. But this, I'm very excited to try. It really, really does, man. Let's see what you think about that right there. Is it hooking you up quite nice?
Yeah, it's got that aroma to it, but the taste of it is more malty and it's not like intense blueberry.
No, the
it's just kind of
aftertaste.
got a aftertaste.
Yeah, the aftertaste I can taste the blueberry, but up front, yeah, you get more of the ale and the honey flavor up front.
Oh yeah, honey. That's what that is.
Does it taste like a way less lame Blue Moon to you?
Oh, it does.
Like without some of the...
I mean, Blue Moon doesn't have that blueberry flavor to it, but it has that like sweetness that tends towards fruity.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Man, the aftertaste of this, I'm loving though.
It's great.
I took a sip of that like 10 seconds ago, and I still taste like I just ate a fresh blueberry.
You know what? This is a good breakfast beer.
Fuck
yeah. If you really want your life to go down the right path, start with a breakfast beer.
I think so. Get out of bed, get your pull.
I'm telling you though, if I had some sausage and pancakes and
Jesus,
this beer,
that would be
I'd
lethal.
be okay with that.
That would be fucking great, man. Oh, damn. And I love a blueberry pancake.
Me too.
I'm a huge fan of that shit right there.
Blueberry pancakes and blueberry muffins are one of the greatest treats made by any fruit.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've gotten to where, too, like, anytime that we make pancakes, because, it's just the two of us, just Kate and I, like, any pancake recipe is going to make, like, 50 pancakes.
Oh, yeah, it's way too many pancakes.
But, dude, you can separate those things with wax paper and freeze them.
Oh.
Dude, it's the best. Because all you got to do is just fucking yank that shit out of the freezer, put it in the toaster for a second.
Yeah.
You get yourself a stack of fluffy pancakes. You're welcome.
I actually used to do something similar when I was in college. I would make pancakes in a sandwich maker. So it made these like fat triangle pancakes.
Oh, damn. I gotcha.
Yeah, and then I'd have like a sack of them and keep them in the fridge and grab a couple in the morning, toss them in the toaster, and then eat them on my way out the door.
Wait, is that why back in college everybody called you Steven Sack of Pancakes Spratling?
They'd be like, hey, you got a sack of pancakes on you? And I'd be like, yeah.
I heard a rumor because that's what your balls looked like.
Sack of pancakes.
Just a big sack of pancakes on that feller. He's hung like a sack of pancakes. Oh, Flapjack Steve.
What a terrible thing to say about someone.
I just think it would be like very
a sack
lumpy.
of pancakes.
What's that mean?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. That's a really tasty beer.
Yeah, it is.
I'm enjoying that very,
I'm glad
very much.
that RDM brought this one because
It's highly refreshing.
it really is.
Those bees might be very angry, but I'm very happy to be drinking the fruits of their labor. Okay, so the cast of this movie is really the
great.
driving force. Because like I said, the story itself,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not fantastic.
It's not fantastic, and you can actually kind of tell that the decision to make him not an imposter is tacked on as they're filming.
Yeah.
Because it seems very clear he's an imposter, and then they have that scene at the end where they're basically just like, turns out she just found him on the beach with amnesia.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay.
All right then.
Yeah, and there's a scene where like the woman that plays, his mother, I guess, is like, I should have left you where I found you.
Yeah.
Which again seems kind of tacked on.
Yeah, kind of tacked on suddenly.
And honestly, man, like I understand them wanting to make him part of the family that was actually separated from them and stuff like that.
I agree, yeah.
But at the same time, I would have been totally fine if it was this message of just like, hey, you choose your family.
That could have easily worked if they're just like, well, I mean, you're as much Fester as any Fester we've ever known, or whatever, something like that.
Exactly.
Some cheesy line that basically would have just been like, you're part of the family, and it would have been worked just fine.
That would have been okay. Yeah. And of course, Fester himself.
It wouldn't have explained some things, because there were some times along the way where, like, when he knew the name of the Siamese twins, that was weird.
Yeah. Well, did he see it in one of the like picture frames or something?
Oh, maybe he did.
Yeah, because I got the impression that he was just kind of like pulling from stuff that he had picked up in family photos and shit like that.
Because in the second one, he's way more like, he remembers everything.
Yeah, he's
suddenly.
Fester at that point. Yeah.
But in this one, you're right. Everything he says basically he could have picked up from some other, like, nothing is a memory in this movie.
Yeah. And I love the way that Christopher Lloyd plays him. He's nearly
so good.
Unrecognizable.
He really is. Aside from the voice,
Yeah.
it's hard. You don't see Doc Brown.
No, because when you think Christopher Lloyd, especially in this time period, you're thinking this like tall, thin, fucking Rick and Morty looking guy, and he is this big, dumpy, he's shaped like a refrigerator kind of guy.
He's wearing, this is so funny, he's wearing a fat suit from Godfather 2 that was gifted to him.
Makes no sense.
I just read this on IMDb and I was like, okay. That's interesting.
Well, because he's definitely like super padded out, and it seems like what he's wearing has like really high shoulders, so he has like no
take
neck.
His neck away.
But he's also really great at physically doing that too, where he's kind of like turtling his own neck. He's kind of like protruding his head down into his body, so he gets this kind of like double chin and shit.
Yeah.
His physicality is fantastic.
I would say, like, he's really good in this one, but he is so much clearer as a character in Addams Family Values.
Oh, yeah.
Which is out of necessity. We're supposed to be suspicious of him in this movie, so he can't be, like, very firmly Fester. But in the second one, he's got so much more of a clear, weird personality. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's fantastic. And of course, like, to me, Morticia and Gomez are just
perfectly cast.
Absolutely perfect. I cannot imagine anybody other than Raul Julia as Gomez. And this, of course, was one of his like last roles.
Yeah, right? He did this, then he had the second one, Addams Family Values, then the Street Fighter as M. Bison.
Street Fighter.
I mean, that wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault, just like Steven Weber and The Shining.
Right.
It wasn't his fault.
He did not write that movie.
Oh, my God.
That's one, a terrible movie.
Dude, I'd love to do as a wild card one day.
It's so fucking bad.
Do you remember all this shit about like the creation of Blanca? It's like this Clockwork Orange shit.
Yes.
Holy
it's so
fuck,
weird,
man. It is a cracked out stupid movie. I think there's a How Did This Get Made about that.
Yes, they did it. Yeah, with John Gimmerling was the guest, and they spent a good amount of time trying to define to June what exactly a street fighter is. And they never came up with a good definition.
Not really.
Like, why street fighter? They don't all fight on the street? some of them are clearly fighting in rings where
That's
they're
true.
supposed to be fighting.
Yeah. Designated fighting areas. I'm currently listening to their episode on Devil's Advocate.
Oh man, that's
It's
a great
so
episode.
fucking funny, man.
Uh-huh.
It's so funny. That's a great show right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, him as Gomez is so fantastic because even though he is this morbid, dark, weird, fucked up guy, he's
so
so
upbeat.
damn lovable. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like, man, the way that he like loves his family and like loves Morticia,
Mm-hmm.
it's just so damn likable. He's
really is.
exuberant about everything,
Yeah.
man. Even
He's-
whenever like, he comes in and he starts like fighting with his accountant. He's like sword fight, dirty pool, old man.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so great.
Well, and think of it in comparison to another show of the time, two other shows of the time. I Love Lucy and The Honeymooners. The husband hates the wife in
That's
both
true.
of those shows.
Yeah. The wife's always
Flintstones,
causing
that
trouble.
carries over because it's just Honeymooners animated.
Right.
But then this comes out, and it's a husband who adores his wife.
Yeah, they're nuts about each other.
Yeah. It's revolutionary for the time. That wasn't
That's
a thing.
true. I hadn't really thought about it that way. Even though they're the weird, fucked up ones.
Yeah, they love each other, and they're a good family.
Huh. Yeah, damn. I hadn't really thought about it that way.
Crazy.
Huh. That's kind of also the Bob's Burgers thing, too.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
So good. And Morticia in this...
Actually, Bob's Burgers and Addams Family,
not all that
I
dissimilar.
can see some similarities there. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Other than having 3 kids.
Yeah, the way that, if you think about it, like Wednesday and Louise are
Right.
near parallels to each
and
other.
Gene and Pugsley are so similar.
Huh.
Huh,
They
yeah.
are actually pretty fucking similar. when you
And
get down
I
to
would
it.
say Gail and Cousin It are similar. I don't relax.
Yeah. You don't have any wine or beer? How do you relax?
I don't.
Oh my God. Dude, when she was trying to put the eye drops in, she's like, I'll kill you. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, actually, now that we're talking about it, there's a lot of similarity between Addams Family and Bob's Burgers. Like they figured out
What
the
works.
smart idea is to have a family that actually likes each other.
Yeah. And,
'Cause, I mean-
they're outcasts and they're kind of
Yeah.
weird and they're not the upper crust of society or anything.
Right,
But
but-
they take care of their own.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah. It's much more relatable than a family that just hates each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man.
I mean, actually, a family that just hates each other is probably more relatable,
Yeah.
but it's not something you want to relate
Not
to.
as fun to watch on screen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that, man. Yeah, and dude, Morticia played by
Anjelica Huston,
Phenomenal.
just phenomenal. She was nominated for a Golden Globe for Best Actress, and she deserved it.
Oh yeah, dude. That's up there with like whoever the poor bastard is that has to fill the shoes of like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Oh gosh,
It's kind of similar to like Morticia, where it's just like, well, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Who's gonna fucking fill up that role? It's gonna be hard.
Did you ever see Sansa Stark? Who plays her?
Oh yeah, dude. Her Halloween costume.
Yeah, as Morticia.
Oh
With-
my God, she looked awesome.
yeah,
I did see that.
yeah. I would watch that movie for
Fuck
sure.
Yeah,
I'd watch her in anything. She's great. Sophie Turner, that's her name.
There you go. Yeah, but yeah, her as Morticia is amazing. She is so quiet and confident
Yeah,
and subtly happy, but also morbid.
I
She's amazing. That's like
love her even more in Addams Family Values. Like they get her more like just like
Dialed
sharp,
in. Yeah,
and dialed
totally.
in. And, yeah, there are just so many great burns in Addams Family Values from
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Well, I mean, in this they have a few burns, but it's mostly like just jokes overall. But she gets much more like burny. in
she
the second-
has so many great dry hilarious fucking lines in this movie. I love whenever they're at like the school play and that other mom is just like, oh, I could just eat you alive, and she goes, oh no,
They're too young.
much too young. Like everything she says like has this like twisted logic behind it, but it's like way fucked up.
And the thing behind the Addams Family that's real fun is you don't know if they're having fun with these people or if they're just that weird.
Yeah.
Like, do they just not care that people are uncomfortable by them and they just think it's funny?
Or do they just
Or-
not even know that they're
Or
being
they
weird?
just that weird?
That's the impression that I get, is they just like, they think that this is normal to be
Yep.
this way, so they just talk about it openly, you know? Dude, the whole story that they reveal in this about how Gomez and Morticia met at a fucking funeral And he's like, you were so lovely. No one was even looking at the corpse. It's so fucked up, man.
Yeah.
But it's not presented in this like really grimy, scuzzy, R-rated, you can't show your kids this stuff kind of way.
In fact, it's aimed at kids.
Yeah. And it's so hard to nail that tone of humor where it's like, it's dark and warped and fucked up. But at the same time, like, kids can watch it.
Yeah, there's not anything in particular, like, there's nothing gory in here. Except
the sword fighting
the
scene.
sword fight, but, like, it's intentionally... Like,
silly over the top.
Gory over the top, yeah.
And it's definitely presented as fake. Like, it's not presented like they're actually cutting each other's limbs off and shit.
Probably one of the best scenes in the movie.
Oh, my God, dude.
Because Christina Ricci fake dying is so cute.
Yes.
She's such a good actress.
Awesome,
It's insane how good she is at 11 years old.
Yeah, seriously. Because it's not her first movie, but it's one of her first movies.
It's one of her first movies. Yeah, she had done a movie called Mermaids a year before.
Yeah, Mermaids.
Had Cher and some other folks in it. But she's so good in this.
But dude, just for like somebody that young to come in and understand, like, okay, you need to be morbid and super devoid of emotion and dark and fucked up,
and to just nail it.
But at the same time, it's funny.
It's still, she's able to deliver the lines in a funny way. It's not just cute, where it's like, oh, she's a cute little girl saying stuff in a monotone. She's actually able to hit the lines.
Are they made out of real Girl Scouts? Dude, the way that she is just so perfectly even and emotionless all the time. That's
a weird scene, too, because that girl, the Girl Scout cookie girl, is in Addams Family Values. She's the blonde girl. Like, so it's like... There are two people in this world that interact with Wednesday Addams that look exactly the same and both get some tremendous shade from Wednesday. She's so great. That's the thing that you love about her and Morticia is just that like real sly way that they're making fun of everybody.
Yeah. Dude, I even love the way that like whenever it shows her like getting in bed, she like crawls into bed and like crosses her arms like she's dead.
Apparently she improv'd that.
No,
that was
way.
her idea. That's insane. An 11-year-old was like, "I'll do this."
Yeah, and it'd be good if I did
like,
it
fucking yes,
like I'm dead.
Yes,
dude, Ricci's fucking awesome.
She's great.
She is fantastic.
Yeah. Still to this day, awesome.
Yeah, she does a great job. Pugsley in this is a little bit. He gets a little less like screen time, a little less time in the spotlight. But he's perfect for what he needs to be.
He is, yeah. He's it's supposed to be kind of a dopey kid who just enjoys destruction.
Yeah.
He's actually younger than Christina Ricci. He's supposed to be playing the older brother, but he's younger than her.
Well, it works on screen.
Works on screen perfectly well. Yeah, and he's got that like just goofy haircut and everything.
Yeah,
he plays it well.
And I love the way that him and his sister are always like trying to murder each other.
Yeah.
And it's like encouraged by the parents. Yes. Let's play Is There a God? Like that's so fucking dark. She has her brother in the electric chair. Let's play Is There a God? Like it could have been anything. It could have been let's play electric chair or whatever. That would have been bad enough.
Is there a God?
Yeah, let's go fucking real deep with this. Oh my God. And then I love how Morticia is like, we've got to go. We can't do this. And she's like, well, all right. And she flips the switch and Wednesday looks so excited about it.
Is it in this one or Addams Family Values where Wednesday is walking through with the knife and Morticia stops her and she's like, is that for your brother?
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
She hands her like the big cleaver. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Pugsley like steals that stop sign
and you hear the car wrecked because of it.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, it's so dark. Yeah, I think there was just a good time of dark kids stuff in the late 80s and early 90s where
it might be part of that. Yeah, because
everybody who was making stuff for kids just went dark with it.
Yeah, because we're talking about like fucking Legend and Never Ending Story.
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff. Fucking Dark Crystal. Dude, have you watched the new Dark Crystal series yet?
I have not. I hear it's great.
I am waiting until we move into our like temporary apartment that we're going to be living in there for a minute before I just treat myself to a binge watch of the original Dark Crystal and then this new series. I've heard that it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, me too.
I've not heard from one person that it sucks.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things right now where I don't feel like getting into a new show.
Yeah,
every
I know what
time
you mean.
I'm flipping through Netflix, I'm like, yeah, I could watch that. It's a new show. I gotta learn new names.
Yeah,
and
it's like starting a new RPG where you're like, I gotta learn the battle system. And, I'll just play Final Fantasy VII again. Fuck it. Secret of Mana, let's do it again.
millennial problems, huh?
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt, man. Man, I'll tell you what, though. You know, with all of my like time limitation problems and stuff that I have right now, after I move, I'm cutting it down to where I have Tuesdays off.
Yeah.
So I'm like consolidating a bunch of my teaching days and stuff like that. So I'm actually going to have a day off during the week.
What's that going to be like?
I haven't had that in fucking years. And again, I know this is first world shit. I play music for a living, and there's lots of people that work 5 days a week for fucking 50 years and then die. I understand entirely. But for me, this is just going to be like, oh my God, do I have time to like play a video game or something?
Try it out.
Oh my God.
Ooh, buddy.
I'm so fucking excited, man. I'm so excited about it. And we've also got some side characters and stuff. Like we have the accountants and stuff like that. And they're pretty minor, but yeah, they do fine.
Yeah. Well acted. Funny stuff. The main family is really where it's at. But you get some good stuff with the accountant and the mom with their silly German accent.
Yeah.
That's all fun.
Which, you know what? That's the only way that the casting could have gotten better. Okay, the casting of Mama in this...
Grandmama, yeah.
...was good, and she did a good job.
But they improved it in Addams Family Values.
Because they got... Carol Kane. That's the only way they could have made the casting better. Because she is better.
Yeah. She is so much better. It's true. Yeah. Carol Kane, she's fucking amazing.
And even though she's like probably at this point maybe mid-30s, but playing an ancient old crone, so fucking perfect. Man, one of the scenes that I love with her and Morticia in this is where they're going through the wardrobe, and you know, again, totally just a tacked on scene that didn't even have to be there, but it's just like a one-panel comic strip.
Yeah,
they're going through the wardrobe and they're like, Uncle Micmac's winter wardrobe. His summer wardrobe, and then it's just like Uncle Micmac.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. It gets me every time, man.
So, apparently, Anjelica Huston said, because Judith Malina, who played Grandmama in this, she's under a lot of makeup.
I assume.
And she's an older lady. Anjelica Huston said to deal with having to wear so much makeup that she would just sit in her trailer and smoke joint after joint after joint.
No way.
So Grandmama is high as shit in this movie.
Just baked out of her mind. No.
It's awesome.
That's fucking awesome.
Yes, it is.
Dude.
Yeah. I wonder if Carol Kane also got stoned. I don't.
Dude, Carol Kane, that's one of those people, if I ever found out that she didn't get stoned, I would be really like, I would be shocked.
Like, what?
I would be downright stunned. Yeah. Dude, that's so fucking funny. Now, you mentioned something earlier about this idea about a hurricane.
Yeah, this was something that really stood out to me because I was taking notes, and after a while it was just like, I'm not writing down every funny line.
Because that's kind of all there is to write down. Yeah, my notes are pretty minimal too.
Yeah, the story's pretty simple, but the thing is that when they're in the library and Fester's fake mom has the gun, and he pulls a book out to
blow her away.
Yeah, to blow her away. The book he pulls out is titled Hurricane Irene.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. They don't reuse hurricane names. The only Hurricane Irene that has occurred happened in August of 2011.
Right. All right. Okay.
So this is before that. Maybe they pick a name randomly, right? Well, guess what? Hurricane Irene, where did it go through? The Bermuda Triangle.
No way.
I'm telling you right now.
What?
This movie's set in 2012.
Oh my god.
It's the damn future.
Holy shit balls.
Or Barry Sonnenfeld somehow. Somebody involved in set decoration somehow foresaw a Hurricane Irene going through the Bermuda Triangle and was like, it's perfect for this movie.
Well, Barry Sonnenfeld invented the HARP machine that controls the weather.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we all know that.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. I had no fucking idea.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, Hurricane, because immediately I was like, Hurricane Irene, that was recent,
sounds familiar,
right? Yeah. And then I was like, oh, maybe they probably reused the names. Then I was like, why would they reuse the damn names? Dude. There's a million names.
Yeah.
So of course they don't reuse the name.
I think you're onto something here.
This is from the future.
What do you think about the soundtrack in this flick? Now, there's some great original score stuff.
Master of Ceremonies Hammer.
That's
He's
right.
got some stuff.
MC Hammer.
Too Legit to Quit. Genuine banger. Everybody knows it.
We all know.
Addams Groove.
Fart noises.
Better than the song at the end of Addams Family Values for sure, which one
is that?
Which is just Whoop, there it is with Addams Family.
Oh, but it's Addams Family, yeah.
Whoop, there it is, the Addams Family. They just threw that in.
It's absolute fucking horseshit.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I don't really understand how they linked up, like, okay, this 1930s comic strip, this gothic. All right, really shitty early 90s rap. It's a good fit.
They were aiming for kids, man. MC Hammer had a cartoon at this time. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, Jesus.
Where
his shoes
talked.
That. Yeah. Holy shit. There was this really weird tie-in, and it's always been there and still exists now, where, like, a lot of, like, 6-year-olds know mainstream rap.
Yeah.
Like Old Town Road. Like, there's videos of, like, entire, like, fucking first grade classes singing every word of the song and shit.
They hear the same stuff we hear.
And it sucks.
It's not very good. No.
They should listen to fucking Car Bomb instead. That's what they ought to listen to.
How could they sing that as a class?
I mean, it'd take great effort, but it would be worth it. I'm still hooked on that record. Did you check that out?
I did check it out. Yeah, it's good.
I mean, I figured you like it because you like some of the Dillinger stuff.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. Yeah.
It's so insane.
Yeah, I did check it out, and the videos to it. I mean, it's not like a particular video; it's just sort of a visualization thing, but it looks cool.
Yeah, it's like a moving fucking abstract painting, Piet Mondrian kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I fucking love that band so much. I'm obsessed with them right now. Yeah, so the soundtrack on this features one MC Hammer, who of course had quite a time in the limelight in our childhood.
For a brief period.
Him and his bewitching raps and his jammer pants.
Man, those pants were great.
Did you ever have yourself a jammer pant?
Yeah, of course I did.
Was it a total total parachute pant, like crotch down at your ankles?
It wasn't as parachutey as you would want it to be. I was a little disappointed with the parachute level.
Where did you get yours?
It was a Christmas present.
It was a Christmas present?
Yeah.
My mom made mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and of course, the crotch was not low enough.
Oh, no.
But there was still a cool loose cloth pant with elastic in the ankles and waistband.
Yeah.
And I got to pick out my fabric over at Peace Goods Fabrics in Morristown. And my mom made me a jammer pant. And they did jam.
Now,
I will tell you this.
How legit were they?
They weren't, quite too legit.
Yeah.
Like, not so much that you must
pretty
quit.
legit, though.
They were legit enough.
Yeah, legit enough.
Quit when you're tired. It was more like that right there. I had some, my brother had some, and they were dope as shit. I'm not gonna lie. But, it's one of those things that when I look back at the stuff that I wanted to wear when I was a kid, that my parents were like, no, absolutely not. You'll regret this. They were actually right about that.
They were right about a lot of stuff. Along the way, there were times where, for sure, once I got to my teen years, there were a number of times where I butted heads with my mom or grandma about something, and I look back on it and go, no, they were wrong.
They're called Jinkos, Mom. God.
Oh, no, I did not wear Jinkos ever. I always thought
I never
those
had
were
that desire.
stupid.
Yeah,
they were
for
so
some reason,
dumb.
that totally skipped over me. I never had the desire to wear those.
But I look back on most of it, though, and just go like, yeah, glad they talked me out of that. Kind of wish my mom had talked me out of the rat tail and all that other stuff. Yeah.
Dude, it's the kind of thing, though, where even though I'm saying that, I look back and I'm like, wow, they actually guided me right on those. I do think back now and I'm like, man, imagine the fucking Instagram fire it would be if I had pictures of a young Uncle Ben with like a rat tail, a flat top, and jammer pants down to my ankles. Dude, that post would be hot.
That'd be fire right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So they were right, but they were also wrong.
Didn't foresee the fact that we would all embrace our blunder years and find them funny.
Blunder years.
Yeah, well, that's a subreddit. Check it out. Blunder years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's people showing their pictures of them dressed stupid back in the day. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But like that no one could have foreseen in the 80s and 90s that we would all get to a point where we just put everything online and we're not embarrassed by it and we all just find it funny.
Yeah. You look back and you're like, look how dumb I used to be. And people
whereas
love
in the
it.
80s, everybody would be like, someone thinks I look dumb. Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm an
Gotta hide it.
outcast,
Bury it.
a pariah. Yeah.
Outlander.
That's what they call you immediately when they see your
Outlander.
Stupid shirt. Outlander.
You're wearing a Big Johnson shirt? Outlander.
Outlander.
Big Johnson shirts. When are those coming back?
Probably when No Fear shirts come back.
Ooh, I like it. I'm excited. I'm ready for it.
What about IOU? Huh? Remember those?
Dude, IOU. Holy shit. I never had one of those.
Oh, you didn't? I got an IOU sweater that was like super on sale because my family never could have afforded it.
Same.
It was like super on sale and looked stupid. I wore the shit out of that thing.
I got my first No Fear clothing item when I was probably like 19, which is to say way later than I should have.
Like, that's like irony time if you were wearing it by then. It's like, ha ha, I get the joke. And you're like, yeah, joke.
Oh, yeah, I'm wearing this for the lulz. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Definitely got made fun of for that one. Probably deserved it.
Remember Big Dog t-shirts?
Big Dog. You running with the big dogs. I do
How did
remember
we go
those.
from Adam? Oh, I know how we went from Addams Family to
It's
this.
90s stuff.
It's
Just
the
go with
90s.
it.
So yeah.
Just go with it, man. Oh my God, Big Dog. And I remember also too seeing all the like crappy flea market knockoffs of like all of these.
Do you remember crappy flea market knockoffs like Simpson shirts and stuff?
And the art would never really look exactly right.
And the colors were different.
Yeah, it'd be like an orange Bart Simpson or something. And it's like, do you fucking rednecks not even see in color? It's not even close to right. Oh man,
Those
flea
are the
markets,
times.
dude. I need to go back to like the Morristown flea market one of these days. If you guys are listening to this and you don't really know the context of like how trashy we're talking, I'm talking about like a flea market that's all outdoors,
Gravel.
yeah. And I mean, like you can buy fighting chickens, like out in the open.
Oh yeah,
you can buy fighting chickens, chickens to fight with.
You bet your ass you can buy a rebel flag on anything.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
You want a guitar with a rebel flag? You got it.
You want a rebel flag gun that shoots rebel flag bullets? There you go.
You got it, boy. Oh my God, just so fucking trashy. God damn, our childhoods were so scuzzy, dude.
So, that's why the internet is such a positive thing for kids now, because you could be out in the middle of nowhere and convinced that the world is just all this scuzzy shit around you. Or you go on the internet and go, oh, there are normal people in the world. It's not weird that I think all this is weird.
I mean,
it
myself,
is weird.
I go on the internet and I'm like, oh, everywhere is trashy.
That's true. Everywhere is trashy.
Humans are just garbage.
Garbage people.
Got it. It's pretty much like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I do miss myself a jammer pants. That's one of those things I do want to. I want to one day feel that subtle embrace of some elastic around my ankle, my waistband, and I will jam again.
Oh, it'll be great.
I shall jam again, I say to thee.
Then I want to tell you about 2 cameos in here.
Okay.
One of them, pretty obviously, the Dream Child appears in this.
We got a dream child in this fucking flick with his icy blue eyes.
Whit Hertford.
That's not a name.
That's his name, apparently.
That's an onomatopoeia, I'm pretty sure. Whit Hertford? That's that kid's name?
That's his name. Don't wear it out.
Why would you ever name a child that? It's just like, I don't want you to have a childhood. Whit Hertford? It's not a kid's name.
They could have named it just the Dream Child.
Yeah,
like after
better.
he became the Dream Child, should just change the name.
Yeah, you sir are
That's
Dream
what I call
Child.
him.
Master Dream Child.
Now, this other one, you definitely did not see, and you're not seeing it coming.
Uh-oh.
Cousin It is played by John Franklin, who plays Isaac in Children of the Corn.
What?
Yeah.
That's who's
It.
The
voice of Chucky in Child's Play, that's it.
Wait. The voice of Chucky is fucking...
No, the Chucky doll, not Brad Dourif when he's playing as Chucky, but when he says like, I'm Chucky, want to play?
Really?
Yeah, that's John Franklin.
Holy shit. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Whoa.
And he's It.
That's awesome.
Also, just so you know, I think he was in his 20s when he played Isaac in Children of the Corn. He has some sort of something that makes him appear young all the time. But he's like actually in his 50s now, I think.
Whoa. I did not know that.
But he plays it. It's crazy.
That's pretty awesome. It's got a cool car, too.
He does. And he listens to MC Hammer, so.
Dude, that whole like party scene where they're doing the Mamushka and we get to see all the extended Addams family, all the cousins and shit.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. And you were saying you thought it had kind of an influence on some other shit.
I did. It reminded me of Alfonso Cuarón's Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Several scenes in it seem to have so much that you can see in that ballroom scene.
I can completely see what you're talking about.
Even like the Hunchback Addams kid kind of reminded me of somebody you would see in Alfonso Cuarón's Harry Potter movie.
Or what's the guy whenever Harry goes to the inn and there's the kind of hunchback guy that like welcomes him to his room and stuff. The kind of Igor
that's
character.
What I'm thinking of. Yeah,
he totally looks like
the
guy from the Addams Family would have grown up to become that guy.
Yeah. So when I saw that, just watching that scene, I immediately was like, "Oh shit, Alfonso Cuarón."
Yep, I can totally see it. There's a guy like playing a little horn that's like charming a snake and shit.
Yeah,
all that stuff seems at home in that movie.
That immediately made me think then that Addams Family is semi-responsible for the Harry Potter movies getting good.
Well, you might not be wrong,
because without Alfonso Cuarón, who was, I would say, influenced by this, it would have kept that weird like golden hue to it. Everything would have been a little too bright, not as dark as the books. Cuarón was able to bring that in really well, and it seemed to me that a lot of it was influenced perhaps by Addams Family, Tim Burton, stuff like that. I can see
it. Yeah. I can totally see it. Like after you pointed it out, I was like, wow, yeah, that's absolutely in this movie. That's really cool, man. Now, of course, this is followed by the sequel, the Addams Family Values.
Addams Family Values. So,
which some people call the Pinkerton of the Addams Family series.
I think it's the better movie. And here's why. It has a story. Like, it's more of A story, B story, events happening, progress of characters, etc. It's less of the single panel joke sort of thing.
Fester like falls in love with this chick who just wants it for his money and stuff.
I mean, in a lot of ways, the story is very similar. It's still Fester is the weak point, and he's the one that you have to worry about.
And people trying to get the Addams Family fortune.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's very similar.
Pretty similar.
But the humor is I feel like much darker and more pointed. Like,
been a couple of years since I watched it.
So at Fester's bachelor party, apparently Lurch baked the stripper into the cake.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Such a dark joke.
That's morbid. Yeah, somebody died.
Yeah. Then also at camp, the kid that is Wednesday's boyfriend at the end, they put them all in that house where they have to watch Disney movies or whatever. Yeah. And when they first put him in there, there's a joke where he sees a picture of Michael Jackson and then screams, because this is around the time that the molestation allegations came out.
God.
There's some real dark stuff in Addams Family Values that goes much darker than what you get in this. And I think the story is tighter. The narrative all comes together in the end, and it all, each scene kind of matters.
Yeah.
Not that this is in any way a bad movie. I just think that Addams Family Values is probably a better constructed movie.
You might not be wrong about that. You really might not. That's one that I always watch and I'm like, yeah, this is absolutely as good as the OG, and in some ways better, because honestly, watching this movie for the podcast under a critical microscope, trying to analyze the story and stuff, I was like, you know what? The story in this is kind of convoluted and is just kind of strung together with a bunch of scenes that aren't necessarily relevant to the story per se. It's still really great.
It's still fun. Still great, yeah.
But I think you're right. The sequel has a more clear through line of story, you know? Mm-hmm. I need to watch it again.
There are obvious protagonists and antagonists in both the A story and B story. I don't think there's a B story in this movie at all. honestly.
No, not really.
Just the singular story about Fester is what's going on.
And I'll say too, like pacing wise, I think after they get kind of kicked out of their house and they're kind of living out of a motel, it kind of drags for me, man. I was gonna ask if it was the same for you, because like whenever you've got the characters applying for jobs and stuff, and
those are funny jokes. But
it is funny. Like I love whenever Morticia's at the interview and she's like, "Well, what's your major?" and she's like, "I majored in spells and hexes," and the interviewer is like, "Liberal arts." It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, there's some great gags that come out of it, but ultimately, it does seem to kind of like chill out there for a second, doesn't it?
Yeah, because it just that the story has to develop on the Fester end, but you don't want to stop showing the family because they're the funny part. So like you got to keep intercutting the Fester stuff with the family stuff, and it just kind of it starts to drag, where maybe you could have cut down to just the very necessary Fester stuff, get that done in a couple scenes, and then move on.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Again, it's not one of those things that I'm like, oh my god, will this movie ever end? It's it's an hour great. 40 or so, right?
Actually, hour 33. I think.
Hour 30,
it's not even that long.
So it's not really that long or anything. But I will say, just as a whole, it does tend to drag a little in the third act for me.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. I will mark that as kind of a complaint.
Yeah, I think there are definitely ways this could have been improved, but at the time, I think they were just hoping to not lose money, and they were obviously very surprised by its success. Like from all the production trouble and rights trouble and all that stuff, they were just hoping to break even. So to be able to make a ton of money off of it, and then to make a sequel that also made a ton of money, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That this ended up being what it is, and that it still has the audience it has today. This is a movie you still see people posting about on social media. It comes on regularly around Halloween on like ABC Family and stuff like that. So people are watching it.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
It's an immortal classic. And it's so fucking quotable.
It is.
Like there's quotes from this movie that Kate and I use like all the time, man. Dude, I love whenever Gomez is looking at Morticia at the first of the movie and he's like, I would die for her. I would kill for her. Either way, what bliss. Like I use that shit all the time. It's so funny to me, man. Yeah, just because it does strike that perfect blend of being morbid and dark, but also still family friendly.
It is still family friendly. I think I don't even know if this would scare a child under 5.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's still presented in a funny, jokey manner to the point that no matter how dark it gets, it's not scary to kids.
And as dark and morbid as it gets too, it's like, I'm never like, what would be funnier is if he said fuck in that line.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's like no profanity
not
really in the movie at all.
No, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I don't think.
But it never felt like they were holding back either. It never felt like they were like, oh, this could have been funny, but we need to keep it PG, so let's rein it back. Yeah. It's just like, no, it's clean humor, but it's also really fucked up. Yeah. And that's a very hard tone
that's a
to
tough
nail.
little
I do.
line to
At the
walk.
very end of the movie, they play Waking the Dead, which is where they go to the graveyard and dig up their family.
Yeah.
That's way fucked up. But it's not presented in like a PG-13 fucked up way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all just childish fun.
Yeah. So I commend this movie for having such a unique tone and atmosphere and sense of humor to it that I can't really think has been replicated in just about any fucking movie.
Yeah.
Paranorman's close, but still not really.
Yeah. I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas perhaps has some element to that, but I think Nightmare Before Christmas could be scary to a kid in a way that this couldn't.
Yeah,
because Oogie Boogie could be scary,
That's
for sure.
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, whereas this is all taking place in the real world, and it's, you got this weird fucked up family, but you also have like normal ass people that they're interacting with. That keeps it kind of grounded in real world rather than going totally scary. So overall, you got any parting thoughts and ratings of this flick, Steve?
Yeah, I think that this movie came together despite a lot of things that could have easily made it fall apart. And I think most of that probably falls on to the cast being perfect.
Yeah, they gave 150%.
Yeah.
Nobody half-assed it at all. Everybody gave their whole ass for this movie.
And they could have. I mean, honestly, if you watch the Addams Family show and you see Fester, he's more of like a funny, almost like maybe a Three Stooges type of character.
Yeah. Whereas Christopher Lloyd
brings some
brought a lot to it.
Yeah, he brings some actual character to the character. I think Morticia and Gomez are perfect. They fit the tone of the show. Mm-hmm. But they also bring some intensity. There was a little more comedy maybe to their relationship in the show, whereas in the movie, I think there's some real intensity there that actually makes the comedy funnier. Mm-hmm. Where they seem so into each other that it's not even that they're going over the top. It's that it's over the top, but they're sincere about it, and it's funny.
And don't you love like all the crazy shit? And they're like, whenever she wakes up and the sun hits her and like the flower wilts over there in the background. And there's that scene later with Morticia where she's like strung up on the torture rack. And like Gomez walks in and it like really turns him on and stuff. God, dude.
It's so funny. And then Christina Ricci is amazing. The whole cast is rounded out extremely well. There's not a lot to complain about here, though I don't think it's like a perfect movie in any way. I think there are a lot of issues with it, a lot of problems that get ironed out in Addams Family Values, and they're ironed out specifically because it's proven to make money. Whereas in this, they were really taking a gamble, and to extend from 25 million to 30 million was like a huge risk that could have lost them everything and ended up just being exactly perfect. So while the movie succeeds and does a lot of great stuff, it's not perfect, and the story is, not entirely well plotted out, but it's so fun that's not really something to complain about. So for me, this is like, I don't know, 7.5.
Yeah,
I would say. Yeah, about a 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, I get you, man. It's like you said, the story is kind of less important than the characters themselves. I feel like we talked about some movie recently where we were like, it's like they wrote a bunch of amazing characters and then kind of skimped on some story a little bit. I can't remember which one that was. But this sort of has a little bit of that, where they took a great batch of awesome pre-established characters and just cast them utterly perfectly. I mean, the strongest suit of this movie is the casting.
Yeah.
For sure. It's fantastic. But all of that is complemented by, like we said, the amazing costumes, the amazing sets, the soundtrack and stuff that suits the movie great, the humor. It's like everybody just had a clear vision of what this movie was supposed to be. It's like I don't think anybody had conflicting ideas of what they were making here, you know? So whenever you have that kind of like unity of vision from top to bottom in a production, a lot of times you can really tell when everybody understood the movie that was trying to be made at the time. I feel like this is one of those that feels like everybody was vibing on the same thing.
Yeah.
Third act drags a little bit, but man, one of the things that I love about this movie is how quickly it establishes the tone. I mean, like I said, the very intro, you've got them throwing fucking boiling tar
or whatever, on Christmas Carol.
And I love how the tar like stays splattered on the front of the house the rest of the entire movie.
Yeah, that's a running part of it, is that, the tar they splash from the beginning is there whole time.
The whole time, man. And then also, too, I forgot to mention, man, the special effects of Thing still look fucking great.
Yeah, there's only one scene where I thought it looked a little bad, and that's
where he's doing the Morse code.
Oh, actually, that didn't look that bad to me.
It looked like a hand coming out of a table to me during that scene.
And that probably is what it was.
Oh, yeah, it definitely was. You could see part of the table moving.
Whenever a thing was running from the table to the front door to open the door, like it seemed like the hand was moving too fast.
I know what you mean. It's like the digits weren't really moving fast enough to be making it travel that quickly. I was okay with it. I kind of thought that it looked like it was a comedic effect thing more than a realism thing.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, seriously, the fact that they did this in 1991 without CGI, and that's an actual disembodied human hand.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
It's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, the way that this movie just establishes the tone so fast.
Yeah.
You know, like within 5 or 10 minutes, it's like you fully understand the dynamic of this family and the world that they live in. And it just kind of carries you at that pace the rest of the way. I really love that about it. I love the sets. I love the costumes. It's just really great, man. And again, I've got warm and fuzzies for it because it's just such a long-standing family tradition, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to cut away from those for myself because this is a movie I've seen a million times. I'm trying to be objective about it, but
yeah, totally.
I'll never look at it negatively.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, it's like I'll always kind of associate it with good stuff around this time of year. So for me, you know, okay, if I'm not going to let my warm and fuzzies get in the way and give it like a fucking 10, I'm going to say it's still like a solid, I'm higher than you. I think it's like an 8.5 or 9.
Okay.
For me, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah, dude, it's always so funny. Even though I've seen this movie 100 times and I know all the jokes inside and out, it still cracks me up to watch them being played out on screen.
Yeah.
I'll watch this every year
I could go as high as 8, maybe even 8.5.
Yeah.
I think I'm comparing it to Addams Family Values and thinking like, well, that's not a perfect movie, but I'd give it probably a 9.
I need to watch that one again.
Yeah.
I'll watch that one again this year before Halloween,
so good.
I think. Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, it's a great flick. Sit down and watch it with your kith and kin.
Sure.
This Halloween.
You don't watch it with a stranger. Just grab somebody off the street. Sir, you want to watch Addams Family?
Get in here. Get in here, you tell them. Come here.
I bet they would. Yeah. I bet if you invite... Okay, here's a test. Invite 10 people to watch Addams Family. I bet you get at least 2. 2 out of 10 people will be like, all right, let's do it.
I'm on board.
Yeah.
And it might be me and you.
That might be it.
Might be us. We'll watch it any old time. So you guys be sure to make this part of your own familial traditions. Or just your own solo tradition.
Family tradition.
This year and beyond. Well, Steve, we got ourselves another flick we're going to be talking about next week, right after I touch down and land back in America after going to Colombia, which I'm very excited about. It's going to be a fun time. And as I touch wheels back on the tarmac of this great state of Tennessee, our viewers will be listening to something they'll find out in just a second after we tell them how to give us their money.
Hey, you
Smooth
can
transition.
go on. That was really good.
Thank you. I know.
Go on over to patreon.com/dead and lovely. We got a few tiers over there. Become a $5 tier patron, and you can submit a movie title to potentially be randomly drawn and covered on this movie
podcast.
And covered on this horror movie podcast for November. We're asking all of our $5 patrons to only give us vampire movies so we can continue our tradition of no vampire. But we will, in November, be doing 4 Patreon suggested movies. Woo. 1 will be drawn randomly and 3 will be voted on our Facebook group.
That's right.
So become a $5 patron. You can decide what we cover in November. I'm hoping potentially for something like Underworld or Twilight.
Something we can talk mad shit about.
We've already got Blade, which I would love to do.
Yeah.
Interview with a Vampire, another great one.
That's one of those ones I'm like, why haven't we done that yet?
Blackula was submitted. I'd do that.
I've also never seen Dracula Dead and Loving It.
You haven't. That's right. We've talked about that.
Yeah.
I would watch that. Mm-hmm. I don't know what we would talk about in that movie. It is just pure spoof. There's like nothing new to it, but whatever. Anyway.
Awesome. Well, yeah, you guys be sure to submit those on there. We've also never done like Martin. We've never covered that on
George
the
Romero's
show.
Martin. That is one that definitely worth doing. Yeah, there's so many. Oh, somebody suggested Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which
I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Holy shit, it's so good, man. Yeah, there's tons out there. We've not done Fright Night 2.
Yeah, or the remake of Fright Night, which I've also heard good things about.
I think that I saw it
David Tennant,
time ago.
Anton Yelkin, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell was like big eyebrows guy. Colin Farrell. Yeah, that's one that we need to do too. So, yeah, you guys be sure to put it in your submission. Sign up for that Patreon today. If you like what we do and want to say thanks, be sure to go on there. Sign up today.
And we owe some patrons some shout-outs.
Shout.
Shout.
Let it all out.
Perry Giambuzzi.
Perry Giambuzzi, what's up, buddy? This guy's a great boy. I like this boy.
Do you?
He's a good boy. Yeah, man.
With the name Giambuzzi, I'm thinking he make it a pizza.
He making a pizza. Thank you so much for listening, Perry. Appreciate it, man.
Shout out to Sage.
Is somebody burning her and smudging a house?
I hope for her sake that no one is burning her.
Ouch. Like you've always got like old mystic ladies with crystals walking up to you like holding lighters on your elbows.
I think
damn.
Sage can also be a male name now that
It could be a guy name. It could.
I hope for their
for their non-gender related sake.
There you go.
People aren't trying to burn him or her with lighters.
Yeah, because it won't clear your house of evil spirits. In fact, it'll probably put one in there.
Could.
I think if you burn somebody in your house, they probably haunt you.
Maybe the effect of burning someone named Sage
It counteracts
the house.
Right.
It might be that.
Steve. Not me, though.
Oh, it's not you?
Just a different Steve.
Is it my dad?
I hope so.
Dad. Come on, man. You could send me a birthday card or something instead of this. Come on.
Jessica Matthews Williams.
She's Matthews Williams?
Yeah. So Matthew has a Williams.
Yeah.
And Jessica is it.
I hope that she buys Ruth's Crisp Steakhouse. And it's Matthews Williams' Ruth's Crisp Steakhouse.
Yeah, I'd go there.
If I ever manage to make enough money to buy an entire steakhouse chain, I'm going to rename it Ruth's Lisp Steakhouse. What an awful name for a fucking restaurant. God damn.
And finally, last, but certainly not least.
Of course not.
Our homeboy, Matty Jones, who I forgot to shout out in September. You're the man, Matty.
You're
What's
the
up,
man,
dude?
Matty. Thank you so much. You've been supporting us for months.
He's been around. He gets around,
Round, round, round.
He gets around.
I get around. God, I'm just thinking about Flight of the Navigator. That movie made me so happy and so sad as a kid.
It is a sad one, yeah.
It made me sad. He comes back, nobody remembers him and stuff.
Oh.
But it made me happy
Yeah.
and sad.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much for your support on our Patreon page. That gives me a big happy.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me fight off the sad.
It helps me fight off a cold.
Ooh, you don't say.
Yes, there's some money at it. Cold was like, oh, cool.
Oh,
I'm out,
I'll
dog.
back off. Sure, sure, that works. All right, so we'll be talking about none other than a Zombieland next week, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Just in time for that sequel that's
Double
coming
Tap.
out. Yeah. I hope that that's awesome. I'm sure that it will be.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm getting excited for it. The previews look pretty cool.
They do. I mean, given the personnel and stuff, I would be surprised if they fucked it up.
Yeah, it seems like it'd be hard. Written by the people who wrote Deadpool and Deadpool 2. You think they're suddenly going to suck at it?
I don't think that they are.
Yeah.
I think it's going to turn out just all right.
Yeah.
So we'll find out about it soon enough. You guys be sure to tune in next week for our episode about Zombieland, and also follow us on all our various social media. Where can they find us, Steve?
Social
Media.
You can find us over at Twitter and Instagram at Dead Lovely Pod. We're also on First Burke.
So dumb.
Yeah. We Dead and Lovely Horror Movie Podcast Group. We have a Discord if you want the link to that. We've Discord. We've posted it several million times, but if you want it, just email me. I'll send it to you. What else we got? Pornhub, yeah, our Pornhub site. Check it out.
Yeah, scope it. Actually, we should put our podcast on there.
I have already claimed our name
you got
on
it?
Pornhub. Yeah.
Although I will say, the kind of viewership that we would receive from people that are searching for the terms "dead" and "lovely" on a porn site.
That's a good point.
Woo, man!
Yikers!
Whoa!
Well, yeah, we might get big with the necrophiles.
Welcome to the biggest horror podcast in all the necrophile community. It's Dead and Lovely. The deader, the better, we always say.
Oh, no.
You guys be sure to tune in next week. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the show. I'll let you guys know all about my wonderful expedition to South America next time. And if you...
Not next time, technically. We already recorded that episode.
The next time.
Yeah.
if you live, around Cartagena in Colombia, come on out and
Holla,
say
holla,
what's
holla.
up. Give me a high five. Well, bam. Well, you guys have been fantastic. We've been Dad and Lovely. We'll see you guys soon. Au revoir.
I'm singing my song into the microphone. Like, when was the first person who sang like that and somebody was like, that's a fucking jam right there?
Oh, that's the sound. You found the honey sound.
Oh, honey, don't you leave me.
Oh, Susanna. That's the happening new sound.
Yeah, it was for a period of time.
I think so.
You hear that blasting out of the Victrola and you'd be like, shit's going down.
Shit, that's my fucking jam.
Turns into that scene from Creep Show. Everybody's dancing.
Oh, dude. And people used to kind of talk funny too, didn't they?
Yeah.
They all had that.
Say.
Oh, 23 schedule. Whatever, fuck you.
I wonder if there were people in those days who were like, that's just a fad. That's not how we all talk.
People aren't going to talk that way forever.
Yeah.
You should just go ahead and
like,
stop
no
now.
way, sir. You just wait.
You're just going to sound very dated when you go back and listen on the Victrola in the 1980s.
When you listen on a wax cylinder. This is me, Thomas Edison, on a wax cylinder.
Why did they talk
Crack,
that way?
crack. Lots of crackles on those wax cylinders.
Well, that's the thing is back then, that's right when people really got into ASMR.
Oh, shit.
Really. So as they were recording these early wax
He
cylinders,
was opening like some crackers.
crackling paper.
Yeah.
He had somebody stand next to the mic chewing popcorn with their mouth open.
That makes sense.
Yeah, bubble wrap, constantly
A
popping
lot of
bubble
bubble
wrap.
wrap back in the day.
Unfurling chip bags.
Sour cream and onion, my favorite.